Hey, Deb. Hang on. Let me adjust everything. You know, you got to do that after the fact. I don't want to get it too dark. How's that look? Hi, Miranda. Hi, Eva. Can y'all hear me? Bueller, Bueller, Bueller. Can you hear me? How's that look? Hi, Tina. Hey, Mary. Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. Let's see. It's a little bit of... Try to turn that light down a little that away. There we go. Good. Thanks, guys. How was your weekend? It seems like I was just here because I did a Friday show. So I hope everybody had a good weekend. I lay all this out because YouTube takes a thumbnail to post. Like you don't have a, it just takes it. so I wanted to do that. Hi, everybody. Hi, Ann, Trisha, Life Mix. Oh, good Life. Good to have you. Hey, Janet. Hope everybody had a good weekend. Hi, Melody. How you doing? Hope everybody had a good weekend, Loretta. So I come on a little early just to, say good morning. Let me put these right back in here for a minute. I'm missing something here. This is green. Oh, it's orange. So yeah, I set this up for a thumbnail. But we're going to do watercolor markers today in Serene and maybe in Mythographic. So we'll see. I have all my watercolors here. Hey, Jill, Kathy, Loretta, Nick. Hey, Nick. Wanda. How you doing? Yeah, don't forget. Hey, Kenny. Don't forget, guys, if you talk to me, put it in caps. Let me see if everything's straight. Yeah, my camera's straight. Everything's just sitting here crooked. Hey, Jean. Good morning. Jean's probably been watching new Netflix episodes and crocheting. What do you bet? Not right this minute. I'm sure she's just getting up. But knowing Jean, she probably stayed up late last night watching. Is it Jack Ryan? What is it you watch, Jean? Okay, Kenny. Yeah, I got my coffee. Yeah. See, I told you. I know that sassy pants. I don't know if it was Jack Ryan, but it was probably something similar. I can't watch Jack Ryan while crocheting. There's too much translation. Okay. Forensic Files. Okay. What time is it here? Kunter? It's 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time in Atlanta, Georgia. Yeah. I was just watching the Japanese Korean Books Haul. Your excitement and laugh was so. Oh, thanks, Melody. Well, I was probably because I was excited with those books. Hey, G, good to see you, Barbara. So I come on a little early. So if you're watching the show, if you're watching the recording and you don't like chit chat and good mornings and hey, how you doing, y'all? Then just fast forward to where we start working on something. Hey, Miranda. I said hi, Miranda. Yeah. No, I usually come on about 8:30, Miranda, so I can say hi to everybody. And also to make sure everything sets up properly, because there's sometimes issues. I don't want to wait till the last minute. Hi, Color My World. Are you on the East Coast? Color My World, where are you? Are you in South Carolina, Virginia? Where are you? Hey, Paula, good to see you. I hope you're getting your schedule like you want it. Hey, Kimberly, Crafty Kitty. Yeah, the room Mondays are usually pretty busy. Monday and Wednesdays. Hey, Joycey. And then Fridays. Joycey, did you get your color book pages yet? I sent you a bunch of Mary Englebrights. The cat's out there meowing. I can't let them in though. Oh, I guess I could let him in for a minute as long as I don't knock my stuff over here until I'm working. You want to come in for a minute? Okay. So, little Malibu wants to come in. I think her brother's outside in the garage. So, just make sure she can't knock over these cords. All right. You want to come up here? Come on. Come on. Come on. Come up here and say good morning. Come on, baby. It's okay. Come on. Come on up here. I'll pet you for a minute. You just stay right here. Don't be getting any ideas. So she's almost as big as her brother. She's just a purring. Hi, Bob. How you doing? I told Hubster that you are a 6-year Navy guy, and he says thank you for your service. I know. I have my camera cord, my mic cords, my light cords. So I have to make sure she doesn't knock something over or, no cords. That's the first thing they go to are the cords. They love the cords. Thanks, life. Yeah, this is the baby girl. She's the princess. She is definitely the little princess. Her brother is I think out in the garage. They don't get to go outside. They can go in the garage, but they don't get to go outside. They can sit in the windows with the windows open and stuff like that, but they're indoor cats. She heard your voice and figured you have been talking to her. Probably, right, Jean? Right? Yeah, no, she's not, but she's just a purring away. Yeah, just a purring. Now, careful where you go now. No, you can't have my coffee. Now she's on this side over here now. Hey, Melinda. Hey, Sharon. Sharon, did you find your box yet? Or you have to do that today? Hey, I said hi to Melinda. So, all right, coffee back on this side. Don't go on the cords. No cords. Who was in the Navy? Bob was. Bob said he was in the Navy last week. I think he said he was in the Navy. Unless it's a different Bob. We don't have too many Bobs. No, can't have the cords, baby. You're going to have to go back out in a minute. I know, you're just going to lay here and want me to pet you. You want to scoot over here so everybody can see you? Come here. There you go. Yeah. They're only about a year old. They're twins. So we always say they're so close because they were in the womb together. They hang out together all the time. The only reason that he's not up here right now is because he's out in the garage. Oh, okay, Crafty Kitty. Well, thank you and him for your service, because the wife is as much in the service as the hubster. Well, maybe not quite as much, but Eva, I'm an ex-Navy wife. I met a lot of good people, still friends. Yeah. So, yeah, she's a cutie. Aren't you, baby girl? She's just a purring, but she does want to get over to those chords. And the one thing you don't want them to go to, that's what they go to. She wants to go to the chords, the camera, the light, the chords. You can't get near the chords. You have to go out, baby girl. Hi, Joanna. Hey, Julie. That's true. That's true, Julie. That is true. Yeah. You can play with that. This is their favorite, though. She doesn't see it yet. Yes, they love that. They love my drafting brush. See? They love that thing. Purring the worst. Yeah, I know, right, Jean? Yeah, I think Bob. Well, he was here a second ago. He said good morning. He doesn't talk much, so that I see. Hey, Darla. Hey, Pamela. Good morning, everybody. Remember, put it in caps if you're talking to me. We're just sitting here petting the cat and saying good morning on Monday. Hi, little pickle. How you doing? Good to see you. So, no, you can't have the cords. Oh my gosh, she wants to go right to the cords. You can't have the cords. You'll knock my lamp over, baby. Yeah, I know. They're awesome. They are awesome. So what's everybody got plans? Hey, Mary Beth, what's everybody's plans this morning? Hi, Miro. How you doing? Hi, Wanda. Have you ever heard of Cat Dancer? It's a wire with cardboard bits. No, I don't think so. I mean, I've seen things that say bat, but something called Cat Dancer, I don't know that I know that specific toy. Hi, Karen. I love Siamese. I've always had Siamese most of my life. A lot of rescue Siamese. Yeah. Crochet while watch. Okay, Jean, mix it up, girl. Mix it up. Okay, Sharon. Hi, Diane. I'm practicing hair and skin in color pencil, and I've never done them before. Oh, well, good, Joanna. Eva's work. Okay, Eva. What do you do, Eva? I mean, you don't have to say where you work, but I mean, like, what do you do? If you want to say, nobody ever feel obligated to answer questions when we grill you. I mean, ask polite questions. You have 3 of them, and my cat loves them. Oh, okay. I'll have to look at Cat Dancer. Hey, Terry. Oh, wait. I got to unplug my phone, Terry. It's down. It's charging. It was really low this morning. So let me come over here and unplug it, and let me say good morning to Terry. How you feeling, Terry? I hope you're recovering. Now, knowing you probably overdid it again over the weekend. Knowing you. Okay. Good morning, Terry. Look at Malibu. She's looking like, what's that? What is that? You want to hear it, Malibu? She's wondering what it is too. So, yeah. Sharon's working on cards. Oh, you ordered some dies? What kind of die? Do you have a roller machine? Well, I forget what they're all called, Sharon. One of those machines you roll out the die cuts. You're welcome, Terry. I hope you don't overdo this week. Hey, Pecola. I know. I saw her sunflowers. I saved one, Pecola. I want to draw it. Speaking of, let me get my phone back again. Terry took some more flower pictures, and I saved her sunflower. I'm going to have to draw it. I have to draw her sunflower. Let's see. Where is it? Pictures. I saved 2 of her flowers. I saved this one. Let me turn down the lighting so that it shows up. Whoops, let's see. Gotta turn the light way down on the phone for it to show up. So here's one of Terry's. So look at that beautiful picture. And the other one I saved, I mean, she took a whole bunch. I saved 2 to draw. This one right here. Terry takes some awesome flowers. Look at that. Yeah, beautiful, Terry. I saved them. Thank you, Pecola, for the reminder. Because I would have forgot to show them. Thank you, Miss Pecola. Hey, Susan. How you doing? Jill? I'm waiting on a custom coloring book by Jennifer Stay. Ooh, what's it called, Jill? I've probably seen a flip from somebody, but I don't know. Maybe not. Which one is it? Hey, Tanya. You're welcome, Terry. Hey, Tanya, Lisa. Hi, Eileen, our enabler elf. It's National Hot Dog Day. I thought we had that just like 2 months ago. Wasn't it Hot Dog Day 2 months ago? Because I drew a picture. I sent it, though. I think I sent it to Ian. So I don't have it. But, yeah, it was just National Hot Dog Day a couple months ago. Wasn't it, Eileen? Oh, it's custom made. Oh, well, what does that mean, Jill? I mean, how does that work? Custom made? Yeah. Those things want to take over the world. I like Hupster grills out. If it's nice to, I think he's going to grill out. So I might have a, and you know what's so funny though? Sharon just says ballpark dogs. I did that picture. Oh, let me unplug my phone again. I'll show you the picture I drew a couple months ago. Ever since I posted it, I posted a hot dog, National Hot Dog Day or whatever it was. I don't know what. Sometimes they overlap, but anyway, I posted it on Twitter, and ever since then, I think every day, I get a hot dog ad on my Twitter feed because I posted a picture and mentioned hot dogs. Let me see how far back does it go. Where are they? So yeah, those were all my all those days that I did. I gave those all to my mods. I really wanted to do the everyday day, but Hubster looked at me like, have you lost your mind? You're going to add another something. Okay, see, here it is. Here's my hot dog day. Let me turn the light down again. So here's the picture. Let me turn it sideways. Yeah. Come on. Here's the drawing I did of a hot dog a couple months ago. Well, it was actually on July 18th. There's the one I did on July 18th. Hi, Rosta. Hi, good morning. So, hey, stars. Robin, anybody else I missed while I was digging for pictures? Hey, Vicky. You once posted that your furnace went out and 3 furnaces. I know, right? You know what's scary though is when you don't post anything, you just talk about it. When you just talk about it and then it comes up. I mean, we all have to live with this, but if you notice, do you see that right there? That's washi tape over my camera. There's one over my computer camera. Yeah, I unplug the cameras when I'm done filming. Yeah. But so glad we don't have to eat it. I love a grilled out hot dog, kind of burnt, lots of mustard and onion. We call them mustard dogs. Mustard and onion grilled out. Yeah. Hi, Zelie. Good evening, Simone. Good evening, Simone Louise. That sounds very French. Where are you, Simone? I'm going to draw out the Idiot's Guide to Drawing People. Oh, is that what you're going to do today? Janet? You like them over a campfire. Hi, Galena. Yeah. Well, as long, yeah, cooked outside and burnt. Well, not quite burnt, but sort of burnt, you know. All right, let me plug my phone back in again. All righty. I only eat them at ball games that are 3 days old. Ketchup has no place on a hot dog. I agree. Although Hubster will put ketchup and mustard, no. No ketchup on a hot dog. Mustard and onions. Mom always made them like A&W whistle dogs. Slice them in half, fry. Yeah, see, that's how I make I make my sausage. You know, kielbasa, what do you call it? You know, sausage. I boil it. I boil it for about 5-10 minutes, and then I take it out of the water, slice them in half, and fry them. Yeah. I missed something Paula said. I missed also her answer about her schedule. Which book is it, Paula and Janet? Are you going to draw something, Janet, from a book, or did you buy a book? Enable us, Janet. What is the book that you two are talking about? So yeah, little Malibu's going to have to move in a minute. Janet's doing a series of drawing lessons. Oh, she is? Is that going to start today? Unless Eileen threatens me. Oh, that's going to be awesome. Is it going to be your first one? I didn't get a notification. If you streamed over the weekend, Janet, I think you're the only person I don't get a notification for. If you streamed over the weekend. I didn't see one anyway. I think she wants to save herself from the mess of Eileen. Good luck with that. Good luck with that. Okay, so Malibu's going to go down on the floor. So we'll go ahead and get started here. So I pulled out all my watercolors. I should say not my watercolors, my brush watercolors. My brush watercolors. Second of Malibu Sweet. Yeah, Judy, she was on for a few minutes before you got here. Hey, Mitts. Yes, Dee Dee, I didn't stream. Okay, thanks, Janet. Because I was going to say, I missed it. I didn't see that. All right, so I think that's okay. Let's move this. So I have a couple projects that we can work on today. And that lamp right there's a little bright. There we go. So Eileen had sent me these probably a couple years ago now, right, Eileen? The Real Brush Zig Clear Color Real Brush Watercolor Markers. Let me zoom in. And they are real. They're watercolors in a brush. Okay. So they're not like your, which I use these all the time too, but they're not like your Crayola kids super tip markers. Okay. Like there's the super tip. There's other tips too. I like the super tip, but these are water-based markers. They're not real watercolor, you know. And they don't blend. You can get them to move a little bit, but they're not really made for that. You can use them on a tray. I mean, you can put them on a tray like this and pick some up, but they're just not the same. They're not the same as your watercolor brush markers. You can't find your zigs, Galena? Girl. Crossing my fingers that my waffle flower swatch stand. Oh, that's right. The ones like Z has, Jean. Yeah, everybody's been getting these they're stamps. If you're talking about the same thing, Jean, the stamps that you stamp out a swatch. There's all different kinds. There's like 3 or 4 different ones. Zandra has them all. Scraps to Beauty, I think. Anyway, they're like little. It's a stamp set, and they have little squares that you can stamp out and then do your swatches, whatever kind of swatch you do, pencil, watercolor, whatever. You got them all? Oh, good, Jean. I hope they come today. Are you going to stream at 4? If they come today, we'll have to show us. Yeah, I haven't even looked at them. I haven't priced them. I'm trying not to look at any stamps, even though I plan on going to the stamp convention on the 23rd, 4th, whatever that is. That weekend, 25th, I'm not sure. 6th maybe. That weekend of the 25th, 6th in that area. There's a stamp convention and I want to go to that. So I haven't even looked at any stamps. I really do need to pull out all my stamps one day and we need to stamp them all. I gave away tons and I did demount all my rubber stamps a few years ago, all but a few. I still have a few on wood blocks. But for the most part, I put them in the microwave for 10 seconds and they peel right off the wood. And then you can mount them on plastic sleeves or something else and then use your rubber stamps on blocks instead of keeping them on wood blocks. It takes up so much less room. So I demounted almost all my wood stamps because that's the only way you used to be able to buy them, on wood or on red rubber unmounted. That's the only way you used to be able to buy them until the acrylic stamps came out. Now, everybody buys the acrylic because it's cheaper. So, yeah, see me either, Jean. I haven't bought many stamps either. I've bought a couple little planner sets, when they've been on clearance for $1 or something like that. I've bought a few for $1 here and there. Hi, Sharon, the colorist. Hi, Dee Dee and everyone. I'm very happy I got my first tin of polychromes. Oh, yay. Yeah, love the polys. I'm still a Prisma girl, but I love my polys, Holbees, and Lumies. But I love my Prismas. It's just because I've used them for so many years that I just know how they are. I know I'm very familiar with my Prismas. Oh, you did? See, Galena says she's going to try to convince her hubby to throw a 30th birthday party in March. Not me. Do not surprise me. I don't like surprises. I don't like family popping in. Surprise. I don't like any surprise. We gave Hubster a surprise. Well, my daughter and nieces. I mean, I was in on it, but gave him a surprise birthday party a couple of years ago. And he was really shocked. He was really surprised, and which was awesome. He'd never had a surprise birthday party before. Not me. I don't want any surprises. Give me a month warning. Tell me if you're going to have a party, if you're going to come visit, you're flying in. Let me know. The acrylic don't make as good as of an image. Yeah. I guess you're right on that aspect, Janet. But for what we do with them, I don't know. It's good enough, right? It's good enough. Since my stamp organization year and a half ago, I bought one stamp. Yeah. I haven't bought any really either, Jean. But we've been doing so many other things. I think my color books kind of, overtook a lot of other projects, like things that involve stamping and art journaling. For my awesome art card. Oh, you're welcome, Stars. You're welcome. Thanks for supporting the channel. And the rest, I don't know if Robin's still a Robin, Kenneth, and who was the other one that got the little charms? Somebody else. They should have got their charms by now too. And I am going to make, I remember my mom's 30th birthday party. Janet, the acrylic stamps have come a long way last few years. Yeah, see, I can't tell that much of a difference myself. Especially, now if they're on a block, yeah, I don't know. So anyway, I'm working on another set of my cards. Here we go, right here. I got another set of, I'm working on another set of art cards for those that support the channel. That I'm working on that. The other thing, y'all know, I made those little, well, I can't really get to them right now. Anyway, I made those little charms, and I used the spackle like we did about 10 years. It had to be about 8 years. I think it was one of my first Ustreams. So it would have been like close to 8 years ago when I made the little ATCs and charms and all that on here, but then I had some that I made from I think it was, what was it, 2004? Anyway, years ago, I made those the spackle ATCs and spackle charms. Well, I'm seeing all y'all, not y'all here necessarily, but I see it online that they're doing the, the coins, and we did cut one out just to see, the ATC coins. So what I'm going to do is, I think I'm going to make, I don't know if I'll do them 2.5. I might make them smaller and do spackle around the ATC coins. The ATCs that are round, essentially, is what they are. So I think I'm going to make some of those with spackle. I don't know if I'll do it on Wednesday. Yeah, I don't know, because I still want to do a face-to-face with you guys. That's a whole nother setting up system thing, because I'm only using the one camera. So yeah, so I want to make some of those. Yeah. Okay, so we've been chatty for about 30 minutes. Hey, Azure. Anybody else popping in? Shara. Hey, Shara. I'm sure I'm missing some people. If I miss saying good morning to you, don't think I'm ignoring you. Chat goes by fast. I glance away for a second, look back, and it's a whole nother chat screen. So it goes by pretty fast. So, and again, put it in caps if you're talking to me. And if you're new, I stream every Monday, Wednesday, and the occasional Friday, 9 a.m. Eastern. Yeah, so thanks everybody for being here. Okay, so now, like I was starting to say, Eileen sent me these Real Brush, Zig Kuretake Real Brush watercolor markers. They're brush markers, and they have a real brush. Let me take one out here to show you. They're not like a felt tip or anything like that. It's a real brush, just like you have a real brush on your watercolor brush. It's real brush hairs, if you will. That's what the real brush markers, and you can see how tiny that is. So these are good for little details. Hi, Teresa. Hi, AJ. And so they're good for tiny little areas. And so I have them in this case here. This is one of the cases that Michael's had pencils in. I think it was pencils that came in this case. I took those out and put my own. I put these in there. And then the other thing that I'm going to use is I traded, well, I didn't really trade. She sent me these and I sent her something else. But Anne, A Colorful Life, Anne, and what's so funny, guys, bless her heart, Anne says, I don't like to watercolor. I don't want to use watercolor. So she sent me these Color It, what's the brand exactly? Color It watercolor brush pens. So she sent me this set here. And now she's getting back into watercolor. And if you're listening, girl. And so again, they have a tiny little brush tip, right? And they're watercolor. So so Anne sent me these, and I sent her some Blick markers. Anyway, so we're going to use these and these. It kind of interchangeable. And then I have a little tray here. Now let me see what I can clean off here, because I don't even know what's on there. Are you sitting there on the floor, little Miss Mally? You just want to hang out in here. Okay, little studio cat. So I don't know. I think all this is something permanent. These are inks on here. So I just want a place to put out my colors. I guess I could get my big tray here. Let's see. Let me move my watercolors out of this. Here's my big porcelain tray. I usually leave this in here because I can reuse a lot of this. This is like ink, so it's going to like permanently stain, so I can't really clean that. But this is all watercolor stuff, so get a couple of baby wipes and clean me a spot here. Clean a spot to use them. And then let me get a Kleenex. Dry it. So you can use these porcelain trays with it. I wouldn't use acrylic in here because you're gonna, that doesn't wipe up after it's dry. So you just keep it for watercolors, any kind of watercolor medium, whether it's your what do you call it? Super tips or whatever. But today I want to use, I got to get another baby wipe. I want to use just the watercolors. The watercolor markers, I should say. They have these at Michael's now, Pecola? Do they? Was it over there in the paint section? I got mine at Blick a few years ago, so I didn't know that they had them. Yeah, they're made in Japan, and I don't know how much they are. How much are they? Do you know, Pecola, at Michael's? I think I only paid like $5 for it or something like that a few years ago. So at Blick. Hi, Branson Limo. Nora, how you doing? Okay, so I did start. Kenny sent us 2 of these books, and I'll probably do a giveaway. I might wait till next week, but I'll do a giveaway on the one that she sent. I usually like to keep it to 1 book a month, but I might do one next week. So because Kenny sent 2 of these. I saw one on Amazon for $10. Okay. You watch so many of your streams, any video now, your voice is part of the family. Your 9-year-old recognizes my voice. What's her name? Or his or her name? Your daughter. What's her name? Leona? Leonie? And so I might do a giveaway for the other one next week. I was waiting to see if Leonie answered. Tarly? Is that how you say it? Tarly? That's cute. Hi, Tarly. That's a cute name. Everybody's saying hi to you now, Tarly. Hi, Diana. So I did start a little bit. Remember I said I wanted, when I showed the book, that I wanted to do the cat page. So I did start on the cat page. I didn't get very far. This is as far as I got. And what because I wanted to do a little test with the watercolor markers. And so that's what this is. The cat is just a blue pencil, just a blue Prisma. But the hibiscus are watercolor marker. And that's all I've done in this book, but I just wanted to test out. And they don't go through, but the nice thing is, you can kind of see a little bit of buckle on the back with the water. They didn't go through, but that's one of the nice things about having a one-sided page. It doesn't matter if it goes through. Just remember to put some cardstock behind it so that it doesn't go onto your next page. So that's as far as I got on this one. There's a little globe there. I thought of Jean when I saw that. The paper in this book, Little Pickle, it's not Create Space. It's better than Create Space. I would say maybe I'm feeling of it, thinking maybe 60 pound. No, it's a little better than that. I don't think it's 90. But I don't know. I need a little chart. I need the little calipers like like Janet has. Janet, can you show those again on your stream today? Those are so awesome. Show those little paper calipers to show how it's about 70 pounds. I don't know. Anyway, it's not Create Space, which Create Space is like copy paper thin, right? Which I don't mind working on Create Space. I do it all the time. Bennett Klein's books are Create Space. I don't mind working on Create Space. I know a lot of people don't like it. I would really like it to have one side, so that you don't care if anything goes through. But anyway, it's not bad. But anytime you use water, you might get a little bit of buckle. I think it kind of feels about the same. Let me feel a anamorphia. Let me feel one of those, because I know y'all will know that. Let me get an anamorphia out here. I'm thinking it feels about the same as anamorphia. No, actually, maybe it's a little thicker. It's a little thicker than anamorphia. Okay, just a tiny bit. Just for comparison. It's a good weight for a color book. Let's put it that way. It's a good weight for a color book. So, yeah, so that's as far as I got on this one so far. So I thought I would just kind of pick something and just do a little bit of, because this is tiny. It's going to be hard to hard to see. I'll have to really zoom in. But the other one that we've been working in is Serene, and I have a few different ones we're working in. Some are with Copics, some are with pan pastels. So here, let me pull the ones out. This is one we worked on last week. So her skin is pan pastel, and what was her hair? Her hair was Prisma, and the red was Copic and pencil. So, you're welcome, Pickle. So that's just a little bit that we did on this one last week. This is one I've been working on. I made a little more progress on these flowers. I sat down and just worked on those a little bit. I want them to look like crepe paper flowers. And so I did shade in them. And her skin, I was thinking that she was the first one that I did with pan pastels in Serene, but I had done her face with pan pastels. And then everything else here is markers, pencil. And so, yeah, so I got this one as far as this. And then this one is another one I just added a little bit of Copic to because I was thinking I wanted red. And so I had my Copic marker out. So I just went with some red. But maybe we'll do a little bit. Now, I am going to do her face in pan pastel. But we could maybe do something else on them. And then these are ones that I've finished or are close to being in progress. Have been in progress. This one's done. This one's done. These are all out of Serene. This one's done. This one's done. And her face, that's all pencil. This was before I had pan pastels. Same for this one. That's pencil too. She's my golden goddess. She's in pencil. And yeah, and this one is half done. She's done up to here, so I still have to do all the shading. And this is an acrylic wash. So again, y'all know I love doing acrylic washes to get a big base covered on a large area. So this is all a wash of acrylic. And when I say acrylic, I just mean watered down acrylic paint. Thanks, Kenny. Just watered down acrylic paint, and then I go back in there with pencil and start shading. So you can see the part that's done versus, and then sky, this is painted in the background black. That's painted solid acrylic paint. So I don't know, maybe we can start yet another new one. So these are the three that I'm working on now with different, and I just do mixed media. I don't care. If I feel like using a Copic, a pencil, a marker, pan pastel, whatever, right? Oh, thanks, Lynn. So let's look real quick. And the reason I picked Serene, and we'll zoom in some, is because it's larger and you can see it pretty well. So I do want to zoom in one more though here. Maybe two. Let's make sure we're staying focused. Okay. So I don't know which one I want to do. These are the ones that I have left. I've given and I did buy I bought myself another copy of this book. So I do have a brand new copy of it as well. So I don't know. I'm trying to decide what I want to do. Maybe this one that has some flowers that will blend out nice with some watercolor. Here's somebody else. Oh, okay. I mean, I love them all. This one would be a good one too to do because of all the florals. Florals are good with watercolor. Are watered down acrylics good to do water? I'll use watered down acrylics in everything. It doesn't matter to me. It's a base. When it comes to a color book, a watered down acrylic paint is just a base. It's not, so you can do things on top of it. Pencils are awesome on top of a watercolor. a watered down acrylic base. Okay, so do I want this one? Let's see here. I like this one with the fish. I've cut some of them out. So I do have the whole another book of them. I'm trying to see what would behoove us to do a big watercolor. Oh, here's a nice. Let's see these that are portrait versions. They got a couple that are portrait size. Maybe we should just do this face. Well, because I want to do pan pastel though on the face. I mean, I guess we could do a watercolor. Maybe we'll do this one. All right, we'll do this one. All right, so let me tear this out. Hang on, I might need to get my X-Acto knife. It's coming out. Okay, so then it left a rough edge, so I just, what do you call it? I just trim it off with some scissors. Or you could cut it out with an X-Acto knife. There we go. We'll do this one. And we'll go ahead and maybe we'll do the face with watercolor too. Is that book made of what? No, it's not watercolor paper, but it's thicker. It's a thicker paper. This is probably like 110 weight paper. It's one of the thickest papers in a color book. Nick Filbert is his online name. He uses thick paper in pretty much everything, I think. Yeah, his pages are pretty thick. So can y'all see this pretty well? So then I can put this over here to mix in, and then I'll, pull out my different watercolor brushes. And then I have my watercolor brush pen. J. Gideon books are watercolor paper. Okay, Faithfulness, thank you. And Faithful, I saw you had a washi tape haul. Don't try to hide it, girl. You had a washi tape haul. I don't think I commented on it, but yeah. Oh, y'all follow Faithfulness. Faithfulness. Okay, so what do we want to start with? And I haven't used these yet except for the pink on those hibiscus. So I figured it's time to use these. Let's just see. Let's get out an orange and a pink. And what are the colors? Let me get these flesh colors out and see what we got going on here. And maybe a pink and an orange. Let's see what kind of mess we can make. All right, so let's test out these flesh colors first. It's a little darker for some shading or darker skin. Let's see what color this is. It's some peachy color. So I think I'm going to go with this mid-tone here, this one. Because when I add water to it, I think we'll go with that to start. Let's test. And you really should test it on another sheet of paper, not directly onto your page. But, hey. All right. So now I'm just going to, and I'm not squeezing any water in. If I need to water anything down, I can with the water. But the water that just flows out of the brush is plenty. Okay. It's plenty. So what I'm going to do is I just want to put a coat of this on her face. Okay. Just going to do the whole face. Now, if you want things darker, okay, I can see the paper is kind of wanting to bead up. Okay, let's look at this a minute. This doesn't happen with Copics, but look what's happening with, see how it's kind of beading up? Now, I don't know what's going to happen when it dries. This is the first time I've tried to use watercolor on on Serene. So let's see what happens. Look at the paper, though. This may not work on her. I mean, it may not work in Serene paper. So this is a good test. You see how it like models up? Did y'all see that? It doesn't do that with Copics. When I do Copic skin and get the paper wet with Copics, that doesn't happen. So, well, I mean, I'll let it dry and go over it with pencil. It's not a big deal. But I don't want to do the whole thing with that. So I'm not sure. This particular paper, let me get thing from the back here. Let's get a test sheet to do some testing. Do I have a test sheet or the front sheet? A sheet here. Okay, here. Let me tear out the. Hang on. I got to get a grip on it. Okay, so let's do a test on the paper is not absorbing the water evenly. Exactly, Jean. Hi, Connie. So let's do some tests with Serene. Okay, so let's try it directly on. Okay, we're going to do some tests with this. Like I said, I've not used watercolor. I've used watered down acrylic paint, and we'll do a test with that too. But watercolor with just water seems to want to model up. You know what I mean? All right, let's see what we can do here. Okay. Okay, see, it's really like soaking in. There's not going to probably be any movement with that. Or yeah, see, look, it's soaking immediately into that paper. It's not resisting it, Jean. It's soaking it up so fast. That is not moving. So let's try it here. Let's do some little testing here. Okay, let's pick it up with the water brush. See, it's doing just like it did on the face. Okay, so that's with watercolor. All right, let's test another watercolor. Let's test our Jane Davenport. I don't think it's going to matter, but we're gonna test. Okay, so let's do a. Yeah, see, it's doing the same. Well, let me do a darker color so it shows up on camera. Okay, it's the same thing. So it's the paper not liking the water. Okay, can y'all see that? Yeah, this paper, and that's why I always tell y'all to test everything. Every color book paper is different. So you really need to test it. And see, I didn't test it because I've never used watercolor and I've never had any issues with Serene with any medium, right? Say like here, this is pan pastel. Let me see if I can remember everything I've used. That's Copic there. The red is Copic. Let's see what else we have here. Faces in pastel. This is, what did I use on this? Was it Copic? I think this was it Copic and pencil? Because I'm already into the pencil now. Yeah. So that was Copic and pencil. So again, that wasn't an issue. This was just a little Copic there. This was all Copic. See, I can tell it's Copic because of this. So it works fine with Copics. Acrylic glazing liquid. Yeah, see, I'm not messing with all that. If I have to add a medium and mixing and adding gels and glycerin, or I don't do that. That's just me. Now, I'm not telling anybody else, don't do all that work. Color book pages for me are to be fun. I'm not going to be mixing and that's just me. Don't email me, people. I don't use glycerin and what's the other one? What's the other liquid people use on their color book pages? What am I thinking? Jean, help me out there. What's that other stuff people use with their color book? Oil. No, I don't use gesso either. Gamasol. Thank you, Lord. Gamasol. Yeah, I don't do any of that. I don't do gesso either. I don't gesso any pages. I don't pre-paint them, coat them, none of that. If I can't just go right in with my acrylic washes and pencils and markers, then it ain't getting done. And the reason is for me, I want my color book to be fun and easy. If I have to mix everything up and make it, sorry. Oh, good, Galena. Well, don't use your Galenas and Serena. I mean, don't use your Galenas and Serena. Don't use your watercolors and Serene, Galena. So this is Copics again. See, Copics and pencil. Copics and pencil. Her skin, I have a base of Copics on there, but I'm pretty sure, yeah, the rest is shaded with pencil. So that's Copics. This one, do I have Copics? Is this one Copics? No, this is all pencil. This is all pencil. And I'm guessing it's all Prismacolor. So that's all pencil. I tried acrylic wash on Serene. No, see, I don't think so. This is acrylic wash. She's all washed in acrylic, but it's supposed to kind of be, it doesn't, it's kind of modelly looking anyway. So I don't really notice, but we're going to test it. We're going to test acrylic wash on our test sheet. But yeah, this is reacting with the acrylic wash. This is reacting just like it does on every other color book page. It's not perfectly flat because it's not supposed to be, but it's not that modelly look either. It's not that. It's not that. See, look, can y'all see? It has like a watercolor look to it, but it's not that mottled look. And that's with acrylic wash. We're going to test it again. And then this one was, I think this is all pencil. That's all pencil on this one. That's acrylic, that's a flat acrylic, not a wash, just flat blue acrylic to make it flat like that. So that's not a wash. That's straight out of the jar. Okay. And that's so I could put a glow around her. See, this is a kind of effects you can get with pencil on top of acrylic. You can't really do that on top of pencil and pencil. Okay, so let's go ahead. Let's go ahead now. And this one too. This is acrylic and pencil. So yeah. All right, so let's go back over here and do an acrylic wash. Oh, we're going to figure this out. If we have to move to another book, we will. Hey, Miss Vicky. All right, so let's get, let me just get a color here. Now, I don't want to put it on my watercolor tray. I want to put it on a, one of my fancy palettes. My palettes are coffee lids. How you doing, Miss Vicky? How you feeling? Hope you're doing well. And I also don't use my water brushes with acrylic. I don't do that either. All right, so let's get, where's my spritzer here? Hang on, it's back here. Okay, so I'm going to put some water and just a regular paintbrush. Regular paintbrush. Hi, Suze. How you? Yeah, Miss Vicky's got. I see she has all kinds of things going on for her Patreons. So if y'all are Patreon supporters, Miss Vicky had all kinds of stuff. This was last week. I don't know what she's got. I don't know what she's got going on this week. She's always got something going on. Hey, Marie. All right, so this is watered down acrylic paint now. So let's see. It's not real watered down. Let's water it down even some more. Okay. So let's see what happens here. See, I'm seeing it a little bit of modelly, but it's not as much. Or maybe I just had lower expectations for acrylic. I mean, can you see? I mean, it's still, I don't expect the watered down acrylic to be flat like I would do when it's like here. Let me get a piece here where there's no water. Okay, so here's no water. And I would normally have a different brush. There we go. So it's not doing the same as I think it's just the water. This doesn't have as much water in it because I don't put as much water. I mean, it's watered down, but it's not like as much as a watercolor. You know what I mean, Vern? So there's a difference in that. Dee Dee, can you try it with pencil and the watercolor pen? Well, then you're just covering it up. So you can always cover it up. That's what I said on her face here. It's really no problem because I'll just go over it with pencil. As soon as that's dry, I can go over it with pencil, no problem. And that's the other thing too. If you use any kind of wet mediums, acrylic, watercolor, markers, whatever you use in your color book that's wet, it has to be 100% dry before you go over it with pencil. Otherwise, you're going to be just digging into the paper. Know what I mean, Vern? Is Paula still here? No, this is the older. This is the, I haven't finished the second copy. I mean, the first set yet. I want to do all the faces in my new Serene with pan pastel. All the faces will be done with pan pastel in my new Serene. Washes and color pencil. Yes, I do, Bob, for sure. And almost all my Anamorphia, Mythomorphia, all my Morphias, my Kirby Rosanna's Morphia books, they all have acrylic washes. Let me see. Let's see if I find a couple. Okay, so for instance, here's an acrylic wash at the beginning. All right, all my Anamorphia, Mythomorphias, they all have acrylic wash bases. Let me find here. This is finished. This is all acrylic wash bases and pencil shading on top. Let's see if I can find another one that's finished. Here's my owls. Again, acrylic washes and pencil on top. I don't know. My Serene looks exactly like the other Serene, Melody. It's signed and everything. It looks the same. Here's another one. Again, washes with pencil. So yeah, so I've been doing this since my very first color book. Well, that's not my very first color book. It's one of my first color books. But I've used acrylic washes forever with pencil on top. So it's not going to be an issue to go over this with pencil is what I'm saying. And it's really kind of leveled out a little bit. I mean, you can still see a little bit. You can still see it's still modelly looking. Okay, so what was our other test going to be? What was the other wet water test? We're going to do another one on the Serene paper. Anyway, so I won't be working in Serene with watercolor brushes today. So we're going to go on to another. We'll go on to another color book if we want to use our watercolor brush markers today. We're not going to be able to do it on this. Oh, the other thing, that was it, Copics. So let's do our Copic test. Let's get a yellow and a red just to make an orange. Just to do a little blend. Okay, so let's see how that works out. I mean, I've used Copics before, and they do go through. They will go through. See how it's coming through already? But I've never had an issue. I've never had an issue with Copics. Now let's see how well they're going to blend. Yeah, they're not blending as easily as they do on other paper. So, yeah. Copic blends are not, but then again, I'm not really doing a lot in color books with blends, with Copics. So this paper is probably meant mostly for your dry mediums. But because I've never done watercolor in them before, so that was the first time I've had an issue. So, yeah. Okay, well, there's our test with our Copic and our other water-based mediums. All right, so let's see. I guess we're going to move on to another book. So, yeah. So now we got to decide if we want to do back to mythographic, which is where I started this page. And this is, it's hard to really judge this because it's so tiny. I need another. Yeah, there we go. Get some of the marker off my hand here. Blend by touching the tips together. You mean on Copics? Yeah, see, again, I'm not doing all that. I'm not doing all that to do a color book page that doesn't want to receive the product. You know, I just don't. I mean, I know all those techniques. That's just not how I roll with the color book. Sorry. I tell y'all, I'm not a tutorial channel. I show you what I'm doing, but I'm not trying to teach you anything. I'm just trying to show you what I do, right? It's not a color along. Hey, Dot. Anybody else? You ordered Serene, so good to know. Yeah, just don't try watercolor, Sharon. But yes, that is a very awesome technique, Faithful. Oh, thanks, Lynn. Well, you know, I'm not saying you're not going to learn anything here, but I'm not here to try to teach you, okay, now pick up this exact color and do this. And if you don't, I want this to be fun for me too. Yeah, well, I mean, you're going to learn stuff because I'm showing you everything I do. But, you know, that's not the point of my channel ultimately is for everybody to try things, not be afraid, learn techniques. But I'm not trying to do a tutorial show. Aw, thanks, Terry. How about a picture in Jasmine Beckett? Again, you know, I haven't tried watercolor. Here's my thinking on the watercolor brushes. Detail. Okay. Detail. Tiny. This is probably as big as I would have. That's why I was picking a floral picture in Serene. Other than the face, which I went against my grain to do her face with markers anyway. But I was going to test it. The thing about watercolor, these little brush tips, is that you can get in little details. Like here's a little mouse. Here, let's put a little out here. I might just be able to get a little bit. Yeah, I want to go ahead and do it with my brush because I don't want it pure dark. I want it to watercolor, right? I want it to have shades. So if you just go straight in here with your, marker, it's going to be a solid color. Okay. When you use your watercolor markers, if I just colored that mouse, it'd just be solid brown. But if I put it on my tray and pick it up with the water brush, then it can have different shades of brown. Can y'all see that? See how he's got a couple shades of brown there? They work in Jasmine. The watercolor works in Jasmine. Okay, well, maybe we'll pull out a Jasmine then. Because this is very tiny. So I can zoom in, but, you know. So the same thing with these hibiscus. These probably have 3 layers of watercolor. One of these, one of the pink, right? It has like 3 layers. Let's see, do I want to find a place to do a test on this book? Do I have a blank in the back? Okay, here. Well, I don't want y'all to have to look at the answer sheet. Let's see. Let's go to the front. Yeah, see, there's not I wish they would put a blank sheet in every book for people to test. Okay. Here we go. Let me take off my little kitty gift tag thing. All right, so we'll test it on here. On the back here. I don't want to, this has got all the answers and somebody's going to say, oh, I saw the answers. Oh my God, you gave it all away. So, yeah, we'll test it on here. All right. So, what I wanted to show though, is how I did the watercolor, less the flower. I already colored all the flowers there. So I want to make something bigger. Let me get a pencil. Oh, we got way off track today. We're not getting nothing done. Bye, Sharon. Sleep well. All right. So let's get a pencil and I want to show you how I did these hibiscus. Okay. So let's just do some, petals. All right. So how I started out is I took my pink, put some out here on the tray, picked it up with water. See, this one's not modeling up, this paper. It's not being speckly or whatever you want to call it. All right, so this is what I started with just a wash, right? And this is how you work with any kind of watercolor. I'm a newbie and a lurker. I love the way you show lots of different approaches. Oh, thank you, artsy wannabe girl. All right, so now you got to let this dry. In my case, I'm going to hit it with the heat gun to make it go faster. Okay, and another reason you want to dry in between your layers, especially in a color book, is because depending on the paper, how thick or thin it is, it's going to start to pill. It's going to start to peel up the fibers of the paper. The more wet it gets, the more you're apt to start pilling your paper. So you want to dry between layers. Now I can put out a little more pink here. And I can add another layer, okay, without pilling my paper. Okay, so now I got another layer. Now I'm going to dry it again. Some more out here. Pick up some more. And now I can get it darker still. So it's just like any other kind of watercolor. You layer it up. The difference between working in a color book and a watercolor paper is the watercolor paper can take all those layers. They can take wet on wet on wet and letting it just kind of soak in and then picking up some more. And it can take all that abuse, if you will. A watercolor paper can take that abuse. I don't want to wear my baby wipe. But your color books are not made unless it's a watercolor book, which there's one or two of those. But unless it's a watercolor paper book, it's not made to take all that abuse. What you're going to be doing is you're going to break down the fibers of the color book, and you're going to start lifting up fibers. Y'all know what I'm talking about? Know what I mean? Know what I mean, Vern? Hey, Jolene. So the kinds of things to me for any of these markers, whether it's your super tips, which I love my super tips in color book, or the watercolor markers or any of that, is things that are little, tiny areas that you can get in with, that you can do a little bit of a wash with, so that's not necessarily a flat color, but it's not so big that it's going to be an issue, that water is going to be an issue in a color book. Does that make sense? Any questions? So anyway, this is one that I started on just to do a test, and it was going fine. So I said, well, okay, I'm going to go ahead and move into Serene because the flowers are bigger, not knowing that Serene's paper was going to have a water issue. Okay, so let's see. We said something about Jasmine. All right, let me find my Jasmine books. I have two. I don't have her mermaid. I have her the other two. Here we go. There they are. So, and I don't have any. I tear pages out of these books. Just saying. Let me get my notebook here. I know some people go, oh my gosh, you tear your pages out of your Jasmine book. I do. So let me go over here to my Jasmine section of my notebook. And here's the pages that I've done in the two different Jasmine books. Her first one and her Halloween one. So these are the pages that I've done. And I know there's a glare because they are in plastic. But these are the pages that I've done, and there's stickles and shiny bits. Like, I'll take out one. So you can see when I've put stickles and twinkly bits on the Halloween one. And there's a few. Well, here's this one too. The mermaid here, she's glittered up. No, it's not all I tear up. That's true, Terry. I'll deconstruct anything. Let's tilt this up. So there's those jasmine ones, these jasmine ones. Those are all the jasmine ones I've done. So we can test the watercolor. We can test the watercolor. Do I want to do, let's see, I kind of like the blue here. Maybe I'll do another blue here. Let's get this out of the way. Okay. So I don't really want to do Halloween yet because it's a little, I'm going to readjust the lighting. I don't really want to do Halloween yet. Books for collage. Oh yeah, for sure, Terry. So, and I'm not going to do a flip through them right now. I'm just going to pick a page. So we'll go with her. This is her first book. And again, she has a mermaid one out too. So if you like mermaids, then, get her mermaid book. I have all the Jasmine books in your wish list. They are a little expensive, so pretty. Can't wait till you get them. Yeah, Joanna. This was her first one. It came out, let's see. I'm not sure. 2016. Okay, now it went dark because I opened a white page. Let's readjust the lighting again. Let's go back. Depending on what we're working on. All right, so I don't know what I want to do in it. We'll just kind of flip through. And the other thing, too, y'all know she's a painter. Jasmine is a painter, and these are based off of her paintings. I try not to look at her original paintings. I don't know that there's a painting for everyone because I haven't researched that. Like this one has an acrylic painting on a panel. Okay. I think once I tore one, yeah. So I don't go look at her pages because I don't want to be influenced by what colors she picked or anything like that. I want to make it up myself. That's part of the fun of the color book. And yeah, yeah, Julie Topaz. So this one's kind of pretty. She's got what looks like a kind of a coral bowl there. She's got on a mask. Kind of like this one might be a good one to do with watercolor. Oh, but it's got bats. It's going to be like Halloween. Try not to do anything like that yet. Okay. Like the owl. This one's kind of cute. She's got a little bird, probably a little raven. Maybe we could work on her. How about this? She's got wings. How about we start on her? Now, I'm not saying we're going to finish her. Hey, Nancy. Is it fall up your way, Paula? All right, so far I'm picking her. I'm going to keep going. There's another one. She's kind of the same girl. It looks like a little bit different clothes, but kind of the same. I'm kind of liking this. Well, they both have ravens or birds. They both have wings. I like this one. She has a ponytail. So we're going to go with this one. A little scully. Some tiny ones. Another pirate girl with tattoos. See, I've done one of those. Butterflies. Still liking her. Hi, Rebecca. Anybody else popping in? So cute. Mally's over there on the corner. Just sleep. She just wanted to be in here. And I guess her brother, I don't know where he is, if he's still outside in the garage. Another scarecrow, tiny one. Wolf. And see, the other ones I've done with acrylic as well, because I like flat backgrounds to work on top of. So maybe we might do some acrylic and watercolor, because I'm gonna want dark in the background. Because see, that's a moon there, right? Can y'all see that? That it's a moon with the birds flying in front of the moon. So I'm gonna want that to be a black background. So we're gonna start with that. We're just gonna do the watercolor. we're still going to do the watercolor brushes, I should say. But I'm also going to do, start with a black background. So let me find some black paint. Here we go. Y'all got any questions? Put them in caps. Hi, CB. Welcome. And then find me a little spot here on my... Remember, I'm not putting acrylic paint on my tray. I'm putting it on my plastic here. Okay. Don't put acrylic on your porcelain. Keep this for your water-based mediums. And don't use your watercolor brush with acrylic paint either. All right, so let's see. Let me get me a brush here. Now that we're finally on the move. Finally on the move here, people. Let's just get, no, it was too small. I need a little bigger brush. And maybe this one. That might be too big. Where's my, can't reach here. And a flat. I just had one more to go. Hang on, guys. On a smaller flat. There we go. Okay. Dee, I want to thank you for the gift you made me. Oh, you got it, Kenneth. Oh, okay. You're welcome. I'm glad you got it. Kenneth got one of the little charms. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, let me wet these brushes first, is I'm going to do the background, the black. And here's one of the things about my Jasmine books. I guess I'll just go ahead and tear it out because I'll tell you why. Oh, I should probably get a knife. I don't care if it goes off the edge because see where the border is? That's where I cut. I cut them out where the border ends there. That's where I cut. I cut them out and mount them on black cardstock. So for instance, when I'm doing, if I'm doing here on the background, here, let me zoom in again. Hang on, guys. Let's get readjusted here. See how close that is. That's pretty good. Choose it flashed out again. Hang on, guys. Let's readjust. A little too. There we go. When you zoom in, it's easy to flash out. So I don't care if I go like out of the lines because I'm going to cut this with my paper cutter. I'm going to cut it. So I'm not really concerned about getting that, going out of lines on the edges, right? Because I'm going to cut it out and mount it on black cardstock. So the thing I like about acrylic paint is what you can do with pencils on top of it. Has everybody seen the examples of what can be done on top of acrylic paint? Do I need to show that again or not? Because does everybody remember it? The benefit of acrylic paint versus working just pencil on pencil. Let me see. Let me get a little paper to do an example. Just need to scratch a piece of paper here. I'll do this right here I'll let it dry while we're working. So do my little pencil test there. Okay. All right. So I'm just going to go ahead and get a black background. I get pretty close there with this brush. I can get my tinier brush in here in a minute. So there's the moon. And again, see where the line is? I'm going to cut it off so I don't worry about it being out of line. I'll get pretty close to the wings there. So if you want to put a glow, a light glow, a mist, or anything like that, so I'm just going to kind of get close to the edge of where I'm going to come right up in. Yeah, it is the tooth. but the acrylic paint as a base as opposed to the pencil as just a base makes a difference. Okay, so I'm pretty close to where I want to cut in. Probably back in here too. So right under here, right in here. And then I have a smaller brush that I'm going to get the details with. Okay, that's her wing. Wing will be back there. Wing will be back there. Okay. All right. Let's move this out of the way. Make some space in middle of her ponytail. Oh yeah, okay, I'll do that with the little. See, I got a little brush here too to get the detail. Thank you. Y'all have some good eyes. Thanks, Jean. Well, I'll leave it there. Okay. So what I did is now I got a round brush to get in here with the details and around the edge of herself. So what's everybody else working on? Are you coloring? Are you drawing? Are you painting? Jean's crocheting. Don't miss a stitch now, Jean. Let me ask you, Jean, do you have a little what do you use for your crocheting when you're doing a pattern and like you're talking to us? Do you have a little stitch thing that you put in there or what? How does that work? Because I don't knit or crochet other than just chain stitching and double crocheting some scarves that have no pattern and no counting. You just keep going till you get to the end. So I don't know exactly how that works. So you have a little stitch marker. Recovering. Oh, I know, Terry. You overdid with the garden work. Zeely's coloring. What are you coloring in? Hey, Sylvia. Sylvie, you're lurking. Feel free, lurk away. Playing with paints and stencils in your traveler's notebook insert. Lynn, hi, Lynn. Dragonfly, working in your Society of Idea book. I needed, you know what? Well, we're not really doing a Society of Idea Collector show today, but I need to do another drawing. Thanks for reminding me, Dragonfly. I haven't pulled anybody out of the bowl lately. Working in working in a Tolkien. I didn't catch the whole title. It was complicated pattern. Oh, reading. Okay. This one's easy. It's a 10 stitch row. Okay, so you can just go to the end of the row, right, Jean? Jill is working in Creative Haven. Miro is coloring a page from a Court of Thorns and Roses for a contest. Oh, awesome. Miro, do we follow you on Instagram or Twitter or something? Shara is coloring the same as me, started last night. This page? Shara, you started this page last night? Oh my gosh, for real? Celia's Flowers and Gems, Fantasia Mythomorphia. Are you working in 4 books, Celie? You sound like me. Oh my gosh. Kenneth is coloring Joy picture. Joy. Which one is that, Kenneth? The Joy picture? It's a Christmas picture? Oh, okay. What book? Or is it in a book or just a download? Becky is, hey, good morning. Miro, I do follow you on Instagram. Is your name the same, Miro? Because, a lot of people have different names and I lose track of who's who between the different medium. Hey, Becky. Setting up your drawing binder. Throw in the fire. Don't throw in the fire. You haven't even started drawing yet, Galena. The Janet's thing doesn't start till 1. Don't throw it in the fire. Oh my gosh. Oh, Painty Girl. Hey, Painty Girl. Building the junk journal for a friend. Cindy is speaking German. She's it's a German book by Rita Berman. Okay. Miro. Okay. All right. Then I do. You have something posted there? Let me look. All right. Let me unplug my phone again. I'm going to try to read chat and look at Instagram. Out of Design Original. Oh, okay, Kenneth. I'm kind of holding off on the Christmas pages. I'm going to go back to working in the book, the Christmas book with the Saint Nick. I'm going to work in that again at Christmas. I'm drawing body parts, Becky said. Good for you, Becky. The setup is really cheap. Well, what are you doing, Galena, that's making it so hard to set up a notebook? For drawing? What, are you going off of a template or something? What's making it so hard? I'm not understanding. What's making it hard? All right, let me go to Instagram. Let's look at Miro. We're moving to Bavaria. I'm carrying furniture. Oh my goodness, Karen. No, that's, let's see. Say your name again. There's a bunch of Miros. What's your name on Instagram again, Miro? Let me see it again, if you don't mind. You're early. Kenneth, you're early? I missed something. It's easy to do. Becky's taken a refresher drawing class and had to draw your hand. I think I saw that, didn't I, Becky? Kalura on your Kalura on IG. Miro, try J. Okay, let's try that. JES. Everything goes by so fast. JES. Z. JESZ. There shouldn't be more than one of those. Ah, there you are. Okay. Let's see what you got going on here. Yeah, it does come up Miro in the under the second name, but the first one is JESZ. Yeah. Okay. Let's see what you got going on here. Oh, this is pretty. Let's show this. All right, let me turn down my light. Turn down the light so it shows up. So here's Miro on IG. This is what she's coloring. There we go. Christmas. How pretty. There's her name too if y'all want to follow her. I'm so zoomed in, guys. Very pretty. What do you, I mean, you probably say, unless is it not in English, you'd have to see. Well, I'm trying to see what you're using there. Polly's. Did you do that background with Polly's, Miro? Hi, Natalie. That's so bokeh. That's so pretty. What did you use for this? This right here. How did you do that? Is that all Polly's? No, thanks for sharing. Everything is in Polly's? Oh my gosh, that's so bokeh. Look at that, guys. That is awesome. Now, did you paint the background? Let's ask that. What did you do for the background? Is that a painted background like I'm getting ready to show? You have to have a painted background to do that? Where's my test? That's what I'm going to show on this. I'm waiting for info from Miro. Everything. Okay, wait. The background. I want to know about the background. I'm waiting. Background is also Polly's and Uni Posca. Okay, the white is Posca. Okay. Let me show y'all here. Let me get my black and white here. Okay, so here is my example of why I do acrylic paint. This is acrylic paint on our little sample thing, which is also here, right? I'm still painting and talking and chatting. Don't email me if you don't like chatty shows. I get them. Trust me, people. I get them. You talk so much. Can't you just do the project without chatting? No, I can't. Okay, so here is black. If you wanted a solid black pencil background, and I still want to see what Galena said about her notebook, why she's throwing it away. What kind of a setup are you doing, Galena? Norma said, I'm working on coffee, chocolate, and a banana. That sounds awesome. Okay, so if you want a solid black background here with pencil, right? Now, these are Prisma. I want to see Galena's answer on her notebook. Because if she's throwing away a notebook on a setup, what kind of setup is she doing? And don't forget, guys, Jana's going to do a drawing show today. With or without Eileen. Right, Janet? With or without Eileen. Okay, so I'm still waiting on Galena. She's not answering right now. Okay, so here, now I'm going to take a white. Let me sharpen here. Got my little sharpening bowl right here. Kenny has to give Bailey a bath. Okay, Kenny. She said because of the the sheep protector suck. Okay, thanks, Shara. Sheep protector frustration. Okay. Eileen will probably be there whining the whole time. Probably. But what would we do without our whining, Eileen? All right. So here is white pencil, right? Here's this right here's pencil. This is acrylic paint. So I'm going to try to put some white on the pencil, on the black pencil. All right. I'm pushing as hard as I can. I'm smearing it, but you see there's no white coming on that. Look. Okay. Now let me clean off the tip. Always clean the tip off your pencils because you don't want to put that on a face, right? I just clean it off on my desk here. But all right, so now here is the black acrylic paint and not near as much pressure, right? Look. You can almost get that back to pure white with pencil. Pencil on acrylic, pencil on pencil. This is why I use acrylic paint, right? So if I want to put a glow around the moon, let's say, see how I can put that on there? Oh, and speaking of, I need that little corner done too. So you can't do that black. You can't do that on top of black pencil. Just finished giving your lizard. I started finished giving Oliver the lizard. Oh, you fed him? I started a picture in Wee Wicked's coloring book. I don't think I've heard of that one either. Wee Wicked. So anyway, here's my I show this all the time. The acrylic on pencil on acrylic and pencil on pencil. Okay, so let's go back here. Let's go back to painting here. Let's do that little corner over there, which again, I will be cutting this out with a paper cutter. Yes, tooth. There we go, Terry, tooth. My paint's starting to harden already. I'll cut it out and put it on black paper so y'all can see that because I know I'm not going to finish it today. So I want you to see what it looks like because that's what I put all my cutouts, tear outs. If I tear a page out of a book, I put it on black cardstock. Try to hold my brush back so you can see where we're going. Because the point of today was to test out watercolor brush and the watercolor brushes. And it didn't go well on Serene. Now we know. What is your favorite coloring book of all time? Ooh, that's a tough one. I do like Serene. I love the art in Serene. Serene will have to be one of my favorites. I like all of Bennett Klein's, although people have an issue with it being on Create Space. Of course, you can always print it out on something else. I like the Bennett Klein art. And I like my Kirby Roseanne's, the Anamorphia, Mythomorphia. I like the art of that. But Serene is just, I don't know, stunning. I love the art in Serene. If I had to pick one, I'd say Serene. Do you clean your coffee lids after a while? Yeah, Bob, what I do is I peel them off. I was saving them for Dot. I don't know. Okay, here's one that has quite a bit of paint. I have stacks of them. My daughter made me throw away literally, I don't know how many feet. I had feet like stacks, as tall as me probably, of coffee lids. But you can peel them. You can get it. Let's see if I can get one started here like this. So like with acrylic paint. That's with acrylic paint, right? You can just peel off the. And see, a lot of people love these acrylic paint skins, like Dr. Dot. I'm saving them for, but I'm not painting as much with acrylic, so I haven't got a stack saved up yet. So like here's the front, right, where I just pile it up. But look how pretty it is, and it's perfectly smooth. See how smooth that is on the back side? See how it's just perfectly flat and smooth? Natalie, it didn't work. Water doesn't work well on Serene paper. So that's what I do with them. And I usually keep I have 1, 2, 3, about 6 of them sitting right here. I have about 6 of them here. I came over to peel all all right. This is getting, I'm going to add a minuscule amount of water just because this is getting dried out. This is getting dried out from just sitting here the last 30 minutes. So I just added just enough water to kind of get it going again. Well, once acrylic paint's dried, you can't reactivate it, but it gets like a skin over it and it starts drying out, and you can kind of go up underneath there and just get it going again with a little bit of water. All right, let's see. This right here. Just finding the tiny areas. What are you doing? What are you doing? Olive or Malibu? She's trying to get my notebooks now. She woke up. Now she wants to play. All right here. Let's go around the edge here of her. As soon as I do the black here, I'm going to cut it out and put it on black cardstock just so you can see what it looks like when you cut it out. So I never really worry about the borders, right? How's the lighting? Is it okay? I'm 51 and still put glue on my hands just to peel. Well, I use Eileen's tacky glue, and it like rolls off. I guess I could put it on there to peel it off, but the glue I use rolls off. And then of course my golden matte medium, there ain't nothing coming off that without, a craft scrubby or fingernail polish remover. That stuff's tough. Hey, Judy. I could happily spend hours and hours looking at a sketchbook. Oh, thanks. That's nice to say, Galena. A lot of what I do so much sketching and doodling and drawing that's not even, and it's not necessarily in a book. It could just be on a scrap piece of paper. It's, my collection of stuff is really just everywhere. And then when I get tired of a sketchbook, I'll deconstruct it and use it for something else and tear those pages out and glue them in another sketchbook. And then, over the weekend, I'm using, here, let me move this out of the way. It piles up right next to me here. I was doing some more work on my octopus. See, I added some more darks to it, and now I want to shade it. With my ballpoint pen, these two here. So I worked on these some more. But this is just on copy paper, 11 by 17 copy paper. So it's not even in a sketchbook. It's too big for a sketchbook. They'll probably just go in one of my multi-giant portfolios, after I get the idea from them. Girl, jeez. Yeah, just don't knock on my door and pop in. I like warning. Okay. Get around these little grasses that are behind her shoe. I do need to get something to drink, though. How long have we been here? An hour and a half, an hour, 45 minutes? Okay. So I'm going to go with wings that are behind there. I don't want her face. Okay, I think I got it off. I missed something. We can go back. All right. So let me clean my brush out. Let me cut this down, and we'll go to, I'll get some juice. Oh, and the other thing, let me go ahead and cut while I'm talking. Because I've kind of changed my mind on doing the inside of fruits and vegetables for Inktober. And I did a pomegranate. Where is that one? And then I didn't like it because it was boring, so I threw some color on it. But I'm just not liking. Let me get my sample. Where is it? I think I did it on one of these big sheets of paper too. Hang on. Where is that baby? There it is. So I drew it with just the ballpoint pen. I just drew a pomegranate, the innards of a pomegranate, and it was really boring. Name of my favorite coloring book artist? You mean Serene? His name is Nick Filbert online, but he goes, his real name, here, I'll show you. This is his real name right here. There's his full name. Can you grab that real quick? But he goes by Nick Filbert on IG, Facebook, Twitter. He goes by Nick Filbert. It's Nicholas F. and then there's his real name. But he goes by Nick Filbert. If you're looking for him online. If you're looking for Serene, if you just put in Serene, you'll find it. So, and I was testing out which pens are waterproof and all that. So anyway, so here's a little pomegranate that I did. First, it was in black and white, just to see, do I want to do the insides of fruit and vegetables for Inktober? And I think I've decided, no, I don't. So what I did, oh gosh, I so lost my train of thought. It was three things ago. Oh. So what I thought I'd do is, remember in my sketchbook I shown where I did what mornings? Not mornings. Oh, I forgot the name of that now too. Where I would sit and draw, and I did this like 10 years ago. Draw from the early morning show that came on. Doesn't come on TV anymore. And I looked it up online, and that exact show is not there. I could not find that exact show. If anybody can help me, I'll show you what I'm talking about. All right, so I've cut it down, and then what I do is I mount it on black cardstock with just some double-sided tape. Hang on, guys, I can't see chat. Okay, so I take a piece of cardstock, and I'm gonna just, and it's hard to see because it's black on black here. I'll show you, I'll pull it out and we'll talk about it after I get done with this. I'll pull out this sketchbook here, one of my big sketchbooks, and I'll show you what I'm talking about again in a little bit. But I've got too many rabbit trails. I can't find my way back. All right, so let me get so all I do is I just take double-sided tape. Oh, thanks, Dragonfly, but it's not enough interest to me to do it for 31 days, right? So I just put some double-sided tape in the corners, and I just put it on here, like that. And that's how they all are. See how this one is, for instance? See, I showed you the glitter on her. They're just mounted on cardstock. And then that way they fit. They're 8.5 by 11 exactly. They fit in my sleeves in my binder. Can I have some juice? Yeah, thanks, honey. I don't want any more. Yeah. Oh, did you see your daddy and your meowing? Oh, she's going to follow you now. Oh, my gosh. She's been sleeping and napping right there in that corner. Yeah, I just want some juice. Thank you, honey. So now it's on. See how it's just on. So that's why I said it didn't matter if I got out of lines on the edges because I'm going to cut it off. Okay, so yeah, the cat's gone now. All right, so now we wanted to test our water brush markers. So now I'm going to move the acrylic paint. And I'm not going to use these brushes now. I'm going to go back to my watercolor brush with my watercolor tray that I only use these with watercolors, not with acrylic. Yeah, that's a whole nother story. I've already told it a whole bunch of times, Galena, and I don't feel like talking about it right now. Okay? But yeah, I've told that story. I've already told that story about 10 times. Okay, so now let's see, what colors do I want to use? Do I want to try to do her face like and again, it's just a base, because with the base, I could go over it with pencil. Okay. Thank you, Julie. So let's go back to the same colors we started with, which was, I think, this one. Was it this one? This one. Just a light color skin on her. We've done every color skin, girls. White skin, dark skin, medium skin. And the other thing that Jasmine likes to do is she has like a shadow. You don't have to do it like her, but she does have a shadow in between the eyes. That's just kind of her style or whatever. Got ahead. Oh, Becky, Kalora, let me show you. Let me show real quick before you go. I was going to do this. See, so many rabbit trails, guys. I only can take so many trails at a time. But I wanted to show y'all. Kalora's doing a drawing class. Do I find you on Kalora? COU. How's your name spelled there? No, that's not it. What's your name on Instagram, Becky? It's not Becky, is it? I think it's Kalora, but I'm not spelling it right or something. COE. Okay, COE. Ah, there we go. Okay. So here is Becky's two. She has two posts here. Let me turn down the light. Okay, thank you. So here's her first sketch, and she's taking, sorry for the glare of the camera. It's on gray tone tan paper. And then here's the one. And she says she's done. I wish she would continue. I wish she would not stop there. I wish she'd continue on. But there's her hand that she's drawing. And there's her name right there if y'all want to find her or follow her. She's Becky here in the chat. Okay. So see, isn't that good, guys? Yeah. And she says, what does she say about it? Oh, I thought I'd liked it last night. I'm calling my hand done. Maybe in a few months I'll draw it again and see if I'm any better. Amazing how the camera changes things. The white areas do not look near as bright in real life. This was very fun to do. I don't think you should stop. I think you should keep going. That's just me. It's looking really awesome. No, it really doesn't outshine, because see, this is how I do my portraits. I start with white. But I use the tone tan. You got the gray here, I think. Is that the gray? I think it's the gray. I do all my portraits on tone tan paper, and I start with white. And it looks very bright, but by the time you're done and you layer, you keep your highlights that way. You don't lose your highlights if you start with the white. Yeah. So that was awesome. I wanted to share that with you guys. All right. So where were we? Sorry, guys. All right. So I'm going to put some of this, and I'm right here. See if I can move over a little. I'm just using my little tray here to put out some, and this is very light color. All right, so let's see what happens with our jasmine. If it doesn't work, we're going to move on to something else. All right, so I just want a base first of just light flesh color, just as a base that we're going to work on top of. And this is so light, I can't even tell, guys, if it's doing the same thing that it did in Serene or not. I need some more. But if it is, it's not an issue because it's so light. We'll keep working here. See what happens. I'll just go over her lips too, because I'm going to do her lips another color. So it's just to get a base coat. And again, guys, now that's all the water you want to put in. It's probably very hard to see, but you don't want to put, you want to let that dry. If I keep going, regardless of how nice the paper is, unless it's watercolor paper, if I just kept adding water, it's going to pill and tear. It's going to tear the paper. Hang on, grandson needs a hug. Messages from the grandchildren do not get ignored. Bye, Eileen. You leaving? Eileen, are you ditching Janet's show today? Is Eileen leaving and ditching Janet's show? I can't believe that. All right, so I'm going to hit it with the heat gun so that I can add some more layers of water. Unless I missed something. Okay, let that dry for a second. I'm going to do her hands here. Oops, I don't want that. Hang on, let's clean that area out. There's some blue in there or something. I want to pick that up. Janet will be all by herself. You must have an appointment or something, because you don't usually ditch your BFF. Just saying, Eileen. Well, whatever you have to do today, be careful out there, Miss Eileen. Or enabler elf. Be careful out there. Okay, I think I'll do her shoulders too. Let's go ahead and put some more. This is just the lightest color, and I don't think they have names on them, if I'm not mistaken. Do you color it? Okay, it does. Positive peach. Positive peach. I'm going to do her shoulders here. Very light. One is nice and light. See, it's very light. And let's see, she's got her socks up past her knees. I think those might be her arms right there behind her little greaves are on the legs. What are the protectors on the arms called? Greaves are on the legs. So what are those little arm band protectors called? There's a name for them. Okay, so there we go. I am watercoloring. And since Janet is not doing it, I'm going to... But you're still going to be there, aren't you, Eileen? You're saying you are not, are they braces, Loretta? Braces are on the arms and greaves are on the legs. You're not, you are kidding, right, Eileen? You are not going to not be at Janet's because she's watercolor. Oh my gosh, girl. All right, let me hit that with a gun. All right, so I'm going to just work on the skin now, since that seems like where we're heading. Even though it's very light. Oh, I did want to do her hair too. Did I want to do blue hair? I think I might want to do a teal. Let's see which one of these two colors I want to do. This one's more blue. This one's more teal. I think I might want the teal. Yeah, let's go ahead and do teal. Y'all, we like our teal hair, don't we? I'm gonna roll with it. So let's let the skin sit for a minute. Let's move these out of the way. I'll put some teal here. Let's put a coat of teal on her hair. And I can get in there with dark details with the after. I'm just going to get a coat on there first. Okay, so let's just go ahead and get a wash, if you will, on her hair. Looks very light, but that's the way you want to start out. Oh, and I wanted to paint those birds black. And this paper is not doing what, it's not resisting or whatever it is that the Serene paper was doing. Look. Well, let's see if I can get that lump of, there we go. Look, see, it's not doing what Serene did. See how it's acting just like watercolor? It's not modeling up. It's not granulating up, so to speak, like it did on the other paper. So yeah, this is good, Jasmine. Somebody, who was it? Shara? Anyway, someone said that they used the watercolor in. I usually just do acrylic washes as my base. But, you know, I want to use these watercolor brushes because they're awesome. And we just forget to use everything we have. So we got our base on. It's just straight coloring at this point, or straight painting, if you will. No shading or anything, just getting a coat. So we'll try to get her hair and her face done. I don't know if we'll get into the eyes and all that. We'll see how much time we have. What kind of brushes are these? These, Kathy, are the Color It watercolor brush pens. And then I also have over here my, let me pull one out. The Zig Clean Color Real Brush watercolors. So they're both watercolor. And these are the ones, these right here. Anne sent me these because she wasn't using them, and now she's starting to use watercolor. What do you bet she goes and buys another set? I'm just saying. Because now she's getting into the watercolor and A Colorful Life. So she'll probably go and get some. What do you bet? And the water brush. Is this what you're talking about? The Pentel. It's the Pentel. The Pentel one has this like shaped barrel like this. And they do come in different sizes. I think there's a small, medium, and large. I think this is it's not the tiniest, but I don't know if there's a fine, small, medium, and large. This isn't the tiniest one, but it's in one up from that, I think. I get them at Hobby Lobby with 40% off coupons. And I only use them for water-based. Neo colors, ink tints, watercolor, water brushes. I only use them for water-based medium, no acrylic or ink. Because you'll get it all jacked up in there. Just saying. Yeah, the color for her hair is called Thrilling Teal. Thrilling Teal on the Color It. And I know there's tons of these colors. I've pulled out a couple here. This set that Anne sent me has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It's 25, I think. I think there's 25 in there in this set. Okay, you got to go drive. Okay, Kenneth, thanks for stopping in. It's great to see you. Thanks for stopping in. Stop in anytime you can, or any of the color, or any of the girl, any of us. Stop in at all our channels. Okay, so there's a base on that. Let's do her ponytail here. Again, I got right here my little porcelain tray. You have more control of it if you put it in on a tray, because then you can get it thinner. You can get more. You can, and then we can keep adding layers as it dries. Once this dries, or I hit it with the heat gun, we can get another layer. So I'm trying to think of that show that made me think of what I wanted to do for Inktober that I drew from in 2000. I think it was 2009. I was drawing every morning, and I did pull out that sketchbook to show those again. And there's other names for it online. Thanks, Suze. There's other names. Let me clean. And I have just clean off on a baby wipe, or a Kleenex is really the best to clean your water brushes. Let me see. I just wanted to get the name. I'll show you the drawings in a minute. What's it called? Sunrise Earth. Sunrise Earth. So I'll just keep coloring. Well, let me dry this while I talk about it. So Sunrise Earth used to have a show. I think it was in 2008, 9, 10, something like that. You're going to see me just now adding more layers. I think I'll put a little in her eyes too, just because I think I want this color in her eyes. So I'm just going to put a little there. It's just a wash, just a base. And it was called Sunrise Earth. And what they would do, and I'll show you my sketchbook where I worked on them. Every morning, it was like at 5 o'clock in the morning or something. And it was like 30 minutes. I think they were about 20, 30 minutes long. And what they would do is they'd show all these different places in the world. And they would start with the sunrise way far off in the distance. Way, way far off in the distance. Then they'd zoom in a little closer, and then a little closer, and a little closer. And they would keep doing that until you were like right up on a plant or a frog or something, And it was a movie. It's like a movie, right? It's like, and they play music. No, they didn't play music. They just played sounds. I think it was just sounds. So they would play the sounds of, like, let's just say they were doing a river in Alaska or something. Then you would hear the river going over, you'd hear the sound of the river, right? Or the birds chirping, or the moose braying, or whatever it was. And you just hear all these nature sounds. And while they were continuously zooming in closer and closer onto the whatever was closest to the camera. And it was called Sunrise Earth. Now, there's different things. Somebody had said, well, those are on YouTube. Well, I went on YouTube, and these Sunrise Earths I could not find them. There's a lot of things called Sunrise Earth. There's a Discovery Channel Sunrise Earth. And anyway, so these you could buy the discs or the CDs or the DVDs. I don't know whatever it was in 2008 and 9 that you could buy. Was it a CD or DVD? I don't remember. But anyway, you could buy them, order them, and buy them, right? And so what I would do every morning is I'd get my sketchbook out and I would draw. I would draw for that 30 minutes, and just in pencil, whatever I could capture, because they would move kind of slow. So they would spend maybe a minute on the far distant sunrise. Then they'd zoom in a little closer and another minute or two on a little bit closer foreground. And then maybe, 3 minutes later, then it's a little bit closer foreground and you might see some plants close up. And then 5 minutes later, then they'd be zoomed up on an animal or whatever. So you had like 2 to 5 minutes to draw whatever they were zoomed in on. I hope I'm making that kind of explain well. And so I would draw. I mean, they didn't do it for you to draw to, but I did it to draw to. So that all being said, I went looking on YouTube for those videos. Because I said, well, I'm going to, even if it's ones I've already drawn before, I want to redraw those. I want to redraw those for Inktober. So instead of a pencil and drawing the Sunrise Earth videos, I would draw with pen. I cannot find them. So I don't know if maybe they were at one time on YouTube, or maybe somebody that told me they were on YouTube or thinking of, because there's lots of things called Sunrise Earth. Y'all see how I'm shading her hair here? There's lots of things called Sunrise Earth, but they're not the ones that I watched. And the ones I watched were just so detailed, so zoomed in on the details. I loved them. I drew, I don't know how many, maybe I don't know, a month, 2-3 weeks, however long they were on. And then I think they started repeating. So I didn't redraw when they started repeating. So for a season, whatever the season was, I drew them every day. So anyway, I thought that would be so fun to do those in ink for Inktober. I can't find them, so I don't know. See how I'm getting another layer here? Hi, Anne. Is Anne here? Anne, I'm using your markers today. We're talking about you, how you've gone back to watercolor. You went back to the dark side. Anne went back to the dark side with water mediums. So that's what we're using today. And testing them in a couple different books, Anne. They don't work in Serene, on Serene paper. Just so you know, I don't know if you have the color book Serene. Water-based mediums, like Copics. I didn't do a bunch of blending, but they went, they work on Serene paper, but they don't, these do not work on Serene paper. Let me show you let me find my sample here. What is it? Oh. Where'd my sample paper go? I don't know what I did with my sample paper. But anyway, see how the skin, see how it's modelly looking? It's not quite as bad now that it's dry, but you can still see it doesn't go on smooth. Water-based mediums don't work well on Serene. Not that I care, because it's still my favorite color book. So we went over to Jasmine. We moved over to Jasmine, which is working fine. Now, I did do an acrylic background here. This is acrylic paint background. And then I cut it out and mounted it on black cardstock. Okay, so, and now I'm just working with her light skin colors, all we got done. And this, we haven't got much done today. Yes, May, exactly. And hi, May, by the way. It is very uneven on that with water. Exactly. So we moved over to this. Okay, let me real quick. I think I'm going to go in on my crows here with just let me see. Maybe I'll try the Kelly Creates brush markers. That one's too big. I need a smaller one. I have a smaller one. Okay, here we go. So I'm just going to go in here with a pen, like a marker pen, and color in these crows that are in the, I could do this with my paint, but my paint that I had out's already crusted over. So I'm just going to do it. Let me base coat it, and I think I'll go with the Sharpie pen for those tiny details. Let's block it in. Just going to block in, because this is not even as sharp as I want, or as tiny as I want. So I'm just going to black in the big areas of the crows or ravens, whatever they are. Then I'll go in with my Sharpie pen, if I can find that. Come here, Sharpie pen. Here's a I guess I could use my Micron pen. I just need something tiny, very tiny, to get to the edges of the crow feathers. Can y'all see where I'm going there? I just picked up whatever pen was on my desk. This happened to be it. So anyway, that was my plan, was to do Inktober Sunrise Earth in ink instead of pencil, which I'll show you what the ones I did in pencil in a minute. And lost you on my laptop. Oh, well, we're all still here, Natalie, I think. And I think I'm going to flick out a few little extra feathers that aren't there. I'm going to make these crows a little extra feathery, like they have their feathers ruffled. See how we added a few more extra feathers to make them look like their feathers are ruffled? So if I'm going to have to really dig and see if I can find Sunrise Earth, the ones that I'm talking about. Again, I think they were like, I don't know, I think they were at least 30 minutes long. I'm trying to remember how long they were. I don't know if I wrote it down in my sketchbook or not, how long. I'll look. Yeah, but I can't find them, Lynn. That's the thing. I have to have those draw, to sit and draw every day, and I'd have to have at least 30, 31 of them. I don't know that there's that many. There may be something similar, but it's going to have to hold my attention. It's going to have to be good, like those original Sunrise Earth. And there's other shows and things that show scenes, right? They show scenes like a sunrise, and it plays music, and it's just very relaxing, very chill, but they don't continuously zooms. So you just have one big scene. I don't want just one big scene. I want a lot of stuff to draw from. Bye, Rebecca. Thank you. Sleep well. Kathy found it? Found one posted to Facebook and Twitter. Okay, let me look. Wait, where's my phone? Did I plug it back in? Okay, where's my phone? Oh, here it is. It's probably, yeah, I had it plugged in. It needs to be charged. Okay, let's see. Did you post it on? Let me go to a Twitter. Okay. I did Google that. Well, no, I YouTubed it. I didn't Google it. So let me go. Yeah, let me Google it. I YouTubed it because I just, I needed a video, right? Okay, Sunrise Earth 2009. I'm going to Google. Thanks, Kathy. I'm going to look. All right, it's on Wikipedia. Do they have? You got to buy them. I don't want to buy them all. Okay. Oh, wait. Here's a waterfall. See, I'm thinking these videos that they're showing, I don't think those are the original ones. Maybe. All right. I'll research it after a while. Thank you so much, Kathy. I just YouTubed it. I didn't Google it. Okay. See, now I got to find me 30 more. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, Kathy. Google Watch Sunrise Earth episodes online. Okay, I will. Thank you, Kathy. And I want this bird to be black, but I'm not going to, I don't want it solid black, but let me do his little beak here. Do his little beak. I'm just going to do him gray at first because I want to shade him. And I don't want him solid black. I want him to have a little bit more. These are in the distance and they're silhouetted. This one I want to be, let me get a gray or let's see here. Let's get gorgeous gray. Let's put out some gorgeous gray. Ooh, that's very light. I might be able just to. All right, so I can get a base of that. That's very light. I mean, it's almost like very, very light. So let's just put a base of that. Then I'll go back and shade with the next gray, which is blissful black, but I can water that down. I'll let that dry for a minute. Okay, same thing for her boots. Let's go ahead and put a little coat because I'm going to have her boots be black and gray. So let's go ahead and do a layer of the gray. Maybe the heels, the base of the shoes, I might want to color. Let's go with all gray. Okay, and this one too in the back. I'm trying to see what that is right there. What is that? Is that part? Must be part of her boot. All right, so let's just put a base coat of gray. Very light, as how you can see it there. Just a base. Hey, Katrina. Did I say good morning to you, Lynn? I'm not sure. Sorry, girl. Didn't mean to miss you. Okay, let me dry that real quick. So now I can water this down. See the black here? I can water it down as much as I want. It almost looks purple. We're going to roll with it because the bird could look purple. So I'm just going to put some shading now. Could let it dry just a little more. Just going to start shading, building it up. Same for her boots here. So you just got to build up layers. I wasn't going to get too much into her clothes. I really want to concentrate on her face, her hair, maybe a little bit in her eyes. So I'm not going to go too far with this, but I just want you to see how you have to build it up, just like you would any watercolor, right? A little bit of shadow started on her boots. Nothing like smell a heat gun in the morning. Good one, Bob. No, I'll tell you, if you can smell the heating, then you've gone too far. And I have done that. I've bubbled up acrylic paint. I've bubbled up magazines. I've bubbled up, I think, one page in my abandoned books. Oh, and by the way, did I show y'all how I laid out some cats? I'm sorry, we're getting too many options going. I remember that, Jean. I wasn't there, but Jean's actually had one of her heat guns melt on stream. It wasn't this one though. It wasn't the Marvy U Cheetah. Mine's 25 years. How old are these? Terry, how old are our heat guns? Paula, 25? They don't make them like that anymore. Okay, let's go back to her face now. All right, let's get the next darker shade of color here. It's a little too orange. Let's get a little pink in there too. Let's add a little pink. So you can mix, right? You can mix. Make sure my brush has got all the gray off of it. Okay. So let's go ahead and start with how she has these shadows across her face that Jasmine puts on her girls. Now, you don't have to do that, of course, but Jasmine does it. Okay, now I'm going to take and just add a little bit of shadow here and there. And see, a lot of this detail I would normally add with pencil, And we will go in there with pencil, but I'm going to go ahead and try to get some. Let's do a little on her lips here. Now remember, it's watercolor, so you can reactivate the ones that you touch. So you gotta be careful. Going down here into her arms, a little bit on her hand here. Just doing a little bit more shading. Who crashed my computer? I don't think it was Eileen. Eileen's kind of low key today because she's kind of pouting. Eileen's pouting because Janet's going to draw today, and Eileen can't boss her around. So I think Eileen's pouting. Maybe she took it out on you, Dorothy. Okay, so let's dry. Okay, we'll do one more layer. Well, let's do a little bit more of the teal. And then I think I'm going to go in here with some pencils. Well, I thought about doing her feathers too. I thought about doing her feathers pink. We'll do some pinks too. Let's see. I guess the color's okay. I mean, the light's okay. All right, so let's go back here with a little bit more. Let's go ahead and go in now. It's going to be full strength. Okay, let me put my water brush down. This is going to be full strength now. What you were thinking. Okay, so I'm going to kind of go in here now with my water brush, full strength. That means it's going to be the darkest color that you can probably get. You could probably go over it one more time, maybe get it a little darker. But here's where I'm going in with the detail. And I will do her eyebrows too. I want her eyebrows to be blue. You see, you can get these tiny little details with the tiny little brush. And then I'll also go ahead, let me see if I can zoom in a little bit more, guys. Hang on. It has a tendency to fuzz out if I get too zoomed, but. Bye, May. I'll put a little bit more shadow in her eyes. Okay, now I'm just going to keep working a little bit, some hair strands. Again, be conscious of how much water you're putting, because this is water in here. You got to be conscious of how much water you're putting on this so you don't pill it. Yeah, as soon as I finish the hair and maybe a little bit on her face, I'll show you that other sketchbook before we go. The Sunrise Earth. Because I really, really want to do that for Inktober. Oh, did Natalie have a question? I just saw Joycey say try again in caps. Yeah, I did not see your question, Natalie. You have to, if y'all talk to me, put it in caps, okay? And then I'll shade it a little even more after this dries, another layer. Is asking if you are doing a giveaway today. No giveaway today, sorry. I'm going to give away my the book, the second copy that Kenny sent next, but we'll do that next week. If I do a Society of Idea Collectors show, then I pull from the bowl. We haven't done one of those in a while either. And there's just so much you can get done in a show or in a week, you know. Thanks, Kim. I should do Water Baby's book. Hey, Mark, I don't have Water Baby book. Water Baby book. I don't have that one, Mark. Why am I not thinking which one that is? And good morning, by the way. Is that the mermaid one? You mean a Jasmine book, Mark? Yeah, the paper's doing good, but I'm drawing in between. It's not modeling up like Serene did, but I'm also drawing in between layers, right? The paper's not too thin in Jasmine's books. Dodge, what I got in the hall. Babies under. Oh, yes. Okay. Well, I was thinking color book. Mark. That was funny. That book. Yeah. Mark got a book of babies underwater and to cut up. Yeah, I'm going to use my cats, Mark. I got that book of cats from Norma. Those were funny pictures, though. I know exactly what you're talking about now, but I had color books in my mind, Mark. They are funny. Yeah, I know. I think you did a show over the weekend. I wasn't able to be there. Is Melody not feeling well? I just saw. Hope you feel better, Melody. I missed that. I'm sorry you're not feeling well, Melody. I just saw that from Norma. Norma posted. Hope you feel better. All right, so I'm going to dry this now. Now I think I want to go in here with some pencils. Pencil, and then I will highlight any wispy hairs with a Posca. Okay, I'm missing some things in chat, but I guess y'all aren't talking to me. So. All right, let's see. Let's get teals. I'm gonna get a couple teals, like peacock. Is this peacock? Cobalt turquoise. Probably need. Let's go with those two. I'll tell you the colors here in just a minute. And probably a white. I thought I had white out here a minute ago. Okay. Thanks, Natalie. Like the birds. There's a dog underwater. I can't. It's hard to beat my cat book, though, Norma. I love my cat book. Did you see where I had tacked down some cats in my abandoned book? Did you see that? Were you here that day, Norma? I showed it. I don't remember if you were here when I flipped through where I have a few of them tacked down. Okay, so I have white, light aqua, aquamarine, and cobalt turquoise. I'm going to start with cobalt turquoise as the darkest. Okay. And I'm going to do some more shading. All right, let me move my watercolors now for a minute. And I'm going to do a little bit of shading. Am I zoomed in enough here? If I zoom in anymore, it's already starting to get a little pixelated because I'm zoomed in like 10 times. So I think I better stick with this. I love them, Norma. The cats, they're so fun. do a little. And when I do her eyebrows, I am going to do more hairs on her eyebrows. But I haven't shaded her face yet, so I don't want to get too much into the eyebrows yet. Okay. Ooh, we got really bright. Don't know what happened. I think the sun came out. Okay, I'm going to sharpen again. I have my little bowl right here with my sharpener. Oh, did somebody else, Jolene? Did, oh, she had the painting too fast? Oh, you're trying to follow. Yeah, I can't recommend you follow along with me because I do go a little fast because I'm trying to squeeze in as much as I can on a show. This really isn't a color along, but if you want to like watch the recording and then stop in between things to try to follow along. But yeah, I'm not doing this as a color along. I'm sorry. I don't want to give the impression that that's what I do here because I don't. And I do go fast because I'm trying to squeeze in a lot in a show. So I do have a few color alongs that we did back some years ago, like the Oh Dear. I think there might, the Poppy Girl, my first Poppy Girl, she might have a little bit more step by step. I started streaming Sunday. Can I let the girls know what I'll be doing? Yes. You started streaming on Sunday or you're going to start this Sunday? You can talk about y'all streams here. Yeah, feel free, Marie. You can't put any links, Marie, but maybe one of the mods. Well, if anybody wants to follow anybody, all you have to do is go to the end of their name, and there's 3 dots. Click on those dots, and you'll see Go To Channel, and it won't take you away from here. So you can go over to someone else's channel and follow them, like them, ring their bell, or whatever, and you'll still have an open window here. So yeah, thanks, Jean. Jean put in a link. So you can, and that's true on the recordings. And if you're watching the recording and the chat is there, because I leave the chat up, you can still go via the recorded chat as well to other people's channels. So what are you doing on your channel, Marie? So I'm just getting a little bit extra darks in her hair. You've never colored your hair, Faithful? Lynn's never colored her hair. No, I have. I color my hair. I don't know what color it would be if I didn't color it. Denise has premature gray hair. I don't let mine go that long, so I don't know what color it would be. You don't have any grays? Well, good, Faithful. She's gonna love you for sharing that. She won't care. She won't care. She's like me. She don't care. I don't care if anybody knows I color my hair. Jean has pretty white, fluffy hair. And I don't think you care if I say that, do you, Jean? Hi, Kia. All right, so I'm getting there, guys. I'm just like throwing in some dark strands and a little shading like under the bow here. Back here next to the tie back. Karen, Denise has had gray since she was a teenager. Not solid gray, but you know, she's had gray in her hair since she was a teenager. She's always dyed her hair. Cam is the same way. Denise has had every color hair. Not now. She doesn't have purple and blue and green hair now, but when she was a teenager in 20s, she had every color hair. And Cam does the same thing with his hair. I think he's just pretty much blonde now. Now he's just not doing it as much, unless I haven't seen him in a couple weeks and it's another blue or purple or green or whatever. But I know you have soft little fluffy hairs, Jean. It's so cute. We see your little hair in your videos leaning in. But Jean has to lean in. Jean, and I know I've said it before, and she doesn't mind. I don't guess she minds. Jean has 10% vision. She was born albino, so she's very pale with white hair and limited vision. And she's like our little hero. Jean's our little hero. So, all right. So now I've got that much done. Now, if I want to do some more, let's just say, let me go back to my watercolor here. So I want to put a little bit more shadow, I think. Then I'll dry it and I'll add some highlights. We're not getting very far. I know so don't email me, people. Don't say, well, you didn't get crap done today, did you? Now I'll say, you're right, we didn't. So I'm putting some more teal out here. Go to my watercolor brush. And now what I want to do is like swoop some shadows in. Bye, Jolene. Sorry I was going so fast. I'm sorry. Sorry, not sorry, because it's just the way of it. But yeah. Okay, so now I'm going to pick some of this up. And I'm going to swoop in some places I want shaded. Like right here. I'm going to want it darker there. And you may not be able to see it a whole lot. There's going to be a shadow like right there. Going across. There's probably some shadow going in down in here. And you could do this with pencil too, guys. Okay, you could do this with pencil. You don't have to do all this shading with the watercolor. But that was kind of what we wanted to do today. All right, so let me get a little bit more, like right up under here. A little swoop right across there. And it's very subtle. I don't even know if you can see it very much. Can you see any of that? And it got dark again. Here, let me lighten it up again. We may not have gotten a lot done, but we had fun. That's true, Kathy. We did have fun. Thanks, Anne. So can you see some of those swoops of watercolor? Let's see if I hold it up and find. Okay, let's see what else I want to do one. All right, maybe right in here. See just that little bit of shadow in there? All right, that's all I want to add. I don't want any more. Bye, Karen. Okay, she's a purple streak. A purple streak. Well, she's going to have pink wings, which we haven't got to either. Let me go ahead and put a base coat of pink wings real quick. Yeah. Okay, some pink. And I'm going to just, again, I'm going to put a solid color of pink because then I'll shade. I got to be careful now. I got to remember this is watercolor. If I touch her blue hair, I'm going to reactivate it, right? So you got to keep that in mind. So this will be a nice base. And we can go in here with white Posca. We can shade with the pink and then go in there with white Posca for highlights. Let's see how much we can get done in a few minutes. I'm going to be a little cautious right there on the edge by the moon. But if you go out of line, you can always take a Posca. Posca, white Posca is like an eraser to me. And I'm going over here and just getting some more here. So I'm picking it up with the water brush, right? So I don't know. Maybe this is what Victoria's Secret girl started out as. A Jasmine Beckett girl. I'm just thinking of these wings, that's all. All right. And again, I don't have any shading on her face or anything. You like that? All right, let's dry. Let's do a little more shading. I want to put white in her hair, maybe a little with white pencil. Let's see here. Okay, let's do two things. Let's do, take my white here, and I want to get some, a little bit of, now it doesn't go over the what do you call it, watercolor as well as it does acrylic paint, but I want to get in a little bit of extra light blend in there, just a little bit of where I know I'm going to put some extra highlights with Posca, just a little bit. I don't even know if you can tell that. All right, two more things. I'm going to take my pink, which is called Witty Raspberry. Don't think that girl likes the color. She looks a bit down in the mouth. She's supposed, that's the way Jasmine girls look. They have the shadow across their face, which I haven't even done any shading in her face yet, Dot. I thought you were going to show some sunrise. I am going to, it's not an Inktober book. It's what I want to do. Yeah, I said I would do that after I did this. Yeah, we're going to get to the book that I want, the idea that I want to use for Inktober. It's all in pencil, but I want to do it in ink for Inktober. Yeah, I got it. I got the book sitting right next to me. All right, so I'm going to shade under these feathers here with the darkest bit. Then I'll go back over it with a little bit of water in there. So see, just kind of a little bit like this, a little bit of dark, just to get it started. Yeah, you leaving?
No, put those potatoes in.
Yeah, that'd be fine. Okay. Oh, I miss when Nora said her hubby is blonde. Sarah's going white, not gray. It's very cool looking. Yeah, yeah. Mine has white hair too. Norma Webster has white hair and beard. All right. So I don't want it too perfect. I want it to, because I'm going to want it to be fluffy looking, right? Okay, there's a good start. a little bit right under here. All right, now I'm going to go back over here. Oh, God, sorry, guys, it kind of flashes back and forth. The sun is really bright today. All right, back to the water. Oh, let me dry this. Make sure we got. All right, now I'm going to go in here with the water brush again. And I'm just going to kind of smooth some of them out a little. And then we're going to go in here with Posca on her hair and on the wings. So you'll see the detail come out. Can y'all see the difference between this side and that side just by adding that water right there? See how it kind of feathered it out? Okay. I'm going over here. I'm just picking up more of the color in the tray. But you see how some of it stays dark. Oh my gosh, Shara. All right, let's dry this. All right, I'm going to back out a little bit now. Let's see. At least that far. There we go. All right, let's dry this. All right, Posca. Sip of juice. Thanks, Derry. All right, so now in her hair, well, let's do her feathers. Let's do some in the feathers. Well, now I probably should zoom back in. You'll see the detail. Oh my gosh. Let's go back. Okay, so what I want to do is now I kind of want to concentrate on each little feather. I'm not going to do them all because we'll be here all day. We'll be here a long time, but I want to do just a few so you can kind of see. I want to fluff them all out. Each one. So I'm just kind of crossing over. And I can get rid of the black lines. And see, that's what I do on these eyelids. See under her eyes there, that black line, the black line under her eye there, I white that out. Okay. Okay, and just do each one. And you can always go back in there if you get, if you want to knock back some of the white, just go back in there with some more paint. Make sure this is dry. especially here on the black. I'm going to over exaggerate the feathers coming into the background here. More drama. Dramatic effect, I should say. You can go back in here with pencil. You can go back in here with watercolor. Same thing with the grass coming up here. You know, when I do the grass here, color the grass in, same kind of thing. Just going up like that. So I'm just going to do this side. I hear the little kitty outside the door meowing to come in. I could let him in after I finish this when I'm showing you that sketchbook. Okay. She'll be right up here on top of this. I'm looking to see if there's any. I think it would be okay if she came in, as long as she doesn't step in the wet tray there. All right, let's see. Let me move this out of the way. Hang on. All right, come on in. Come on in. Little girl, can't stand it. Okay, so let's see now. Again, I still want to keep going with the white. See where you can still see the black? I don't want that to show. But see where we're going with it? Thanks, Shara. So that's where we're heading. Okay, here she comes right there. Come on over. Come on. I'm going to come up here where everybody can see you. There you go. Okay, so the same thing that I want to do on the wings, I want to kind of do in the hair. I want to add some more detail. I know you're going to want to help, right? Let's move this out of the way. So I'm going to want some areas that have light in the hair like this. See, extra highlights. Yes, I see, baby. And then have a few hairs, like I always like to do this, have them cross over. See how they kind of, she's bumping into my hand. See how they kind of the hairs cross over the top? Okay, baby, you're going to have to lay down or something. Lay down, lay down. Let's see here. Let's do a few here. All right, see how you can cross them over? That's a little much. I got a little too much there. Only need a couple. But you can go cross over. See, so it looks like there's some loose hairs. I think that's all the coloring for today, now that I let the cat in. There's her tail. But I'll keep this one in mind to continue working on. But again, my show is not a color along where I show you step by step on everything. I try to show you techniques so you can take more time and do every little toe spread and do more detail. I want to show y'all how to do the detail. No, don't get in the cords. Not in the cords. You'll knock over the camera and the light. Okay, let me back out, guys, here, and I'll show you that sketchbook. Hang on. I might need to zoom back in. Yeah, let me zoom back in one here. So you can see how little this page is. We've been zoomed in, so it looks like it's a huge page. The page is very, it's not very big, right? Look, my whole hand covers her body. So it's very tiny what we were working on. So you can kind of see where we got some stuff going. All things. Yeah, I got two of them. This one is Malibu, and Oliver is just a little bigger than her. They're twins. They're twins. Okay. Oh, bye, Terry. All right, I'm just going to take 5 minutes to show y'all my big sketchbook here, if Malibu will let me. Excuse me, Malibu. Can I show this book? So what I was talking about, and we got flashed out again with the change of the light. So I'll probably have to change as soon as I open the book to the white page. I'll have to fix it again. So this was my idea for Inktober. Back in 2009, I was drawing these pictures that would, these videos would come on every morning at 5:30. I don't even remember, early in the morning. And I'd get up with my big sketchbook. This is probably 11 by 14 sketchbook with a pencil, and draw from Sunrise Earth, which Kathy seems to have found something via Google. I was looking on YouTube and couldn't find them. And so I drew these in pencil. And what they would do is go from a faraway sunrise and zoom in until you were like right up on a plant or an animal or something. And so I would draw for about the 30 minutes or whatever it was while they were showing that. And so anyway, I'm going to show you the ones that I've drawn. Let's get over to them. And they're in pencil. Hopefully they will show up. Okay. All right. So she left. So Malibu jumped off. So now we can probably show this. Let's see. I might need to adjust something here because it's not going to show up. There we go. So these are all done in just pencil sketches. Now remember, these are all sketches. I didn't erase. I just drew while they were showing all the whatever. So for instance, this was drawing moving scenes from Sunrise Earth. It was from the Discovery Theater. It was 7 a.m. Okay, this one was 7 a.m. And this one was on February 2009. They're all from 2009. I even wrote down the number for the DVD or whatever. This is the Great Barrier Reef in Australia. So it would start out very far away. So here's a couple of thumbnails. So it would start like here. So you would see this picture. Okay. Then it would zoom in this much further. And then it would just start zooming in on all the different areas, and then here it went underwater. And so what I would do is just sketch real quick while I was watching the show. No color. What I would do though is write down color notes. And I hope we're going to be able to see this because the sun. There we go. If I close the book just a little. So I would write down notes. Like here's this white tip shark on the bottom. It returns to the same cave. I circle, see how I put a little circle around the tail where the white tip would be? And then these little fish here, I wrote, swim around with a small light lavender and sea foam green and baby blue fish. They're bright, small yellow damselfish, and they would put the names of the fish. Well, because there was no music, it was just the sounds of the nature, the water, and all that. And then they would put like subtitles to what the animals and things were. And then spawns according to the lunar cycles. There are more than 400 types of coral in the Great Barrier Reef. Types of coral: flat, pink, gray. Then there's a peach color one, staghorn coral. So I was writing all these notes while I was sketching. Bright salmon colors on top, silver on the bottom, goldish stripe down the center. So I would write all these notes. Maybe I should zoom in one. Let's see. I have to keep lifting up the book. Maybe I need just to zoom in a little. There we go. Let's adjust the lighting. Da, 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 da. There we go. That's better. The page is a little dark, but it is a white paper, but this way you can see the pencil marks better. You remember these? Oh, you remember those? Yeah, the notes. You were still in college in okay, this was in 2009. This was 2009, not 99. 1990. It's 2009. And so these were all what was going on. Let me move all these pins over the side so I can move the book. Okay, so that was the Great Barrier Reef. The next one was, this was, hang on, pencil. This was in Alaska, I believe. No, this was Hawaii. Kalaluka Overlook. Kalaluka Overlook. So it started out way back here with the sunrise. So I drew this, right? Then it would get closer and closer until you were right up on these like little craters. Like this was like if you look down at your feet, this was like way far away, and then they zoom in. So I write all my notes. Here are all the different bushes. Here was a chukar partridge, red outlined eye and beak, chicken feet. I wrote these notes. Lots of feather layers because I was not doing any color. I was just doing pencil, and then taking all these notes. Okay. The next one. So again, what I'm showing you this for is I would like to do these again for Inktober in ink instead of in pencil. Like use a ballpoint pen and draw these again, not from my drawings, but from the actual videos. Find the videos again and draw them again. It's just they're quick. They're sketches. That's why it's called sketches. Just sketches. But what I'd like to do is draw these again, watching the videos with a ballpoint pen for Inktober, one a day. All right. So this was Society Island in Polynesia, ancient volcano crater. So again, it started with this. See, I didn't see all this at the beginning. It shows this on the screen. Okay. So it shows this, and then it moves out, right? And you get closer and closer till you're right up on these little crabs. I think it would be cool for Inktober, but I don't know if I can find the videos again. I'm not going to buy them all. But anyway, so then you see, sometimes you only have time to draw a couple of crab legs. Everything's moving. These crabs are moving. They're not, they might sit there for a second and then run off. Everything is moving. This is not just pictures they're showing you. They're showing you a video. So like when I showed you those, these fish are all swimming. They're all moving around. Nothing's just posing for you. Same for these crabs. They're not just sitting there posing for you. So you got to just pick up the details. Oh, thanks, Katrina. You like this? So like this one, it says, I wrote down volcanic rock looking on sand made of crusty coral and oyster shells. So, yeah. And then this was just a palm tree blowing in the breeze. The egret was purple, yellow legs, yellow eyes, and an orange beak. So this is if you're sketching out in, nature, and you just want to sketch, you're not adding any color or anything like that. Yeah, real life, not still life. Exactly, Julie. You want to, if you want to remember the colors, you got to write them down. Okay, this is all I picked up from that island. There was a little island here, like this is all water. He's standing in the water. Here's a little island. Here's now we're getting right here into the foreground. And then this was an island. This is the water horizon line. Are y'all following? Y'all smell what I'm stepping in? As Denise would say. Yeah, exactly, Pecola. This is what you do when you go out in the field and sketch or go to the zoo or you're sketching people. People, things are moving, things are going on. So you grab the detail that you can. And I was just using I was probably using my woodless graphite. Let me show you one of those. Let's see here. Where's one of my wood? Okay, here's one. So a woodless graphite, there's a few different brands. There's the General. This one's a Pentalic by Grumbacher. There's a whole bunch of brands, and they're woodless graphite. So what they are is graphite wrapped in plastic, like a plastic coating. But what these are great for is, let me just go to the back here. What these are great for is you can get a lot of different, shading, quick sketching, it thin, thick, shadows. You can get a lot of different textures. So this is my pencil of choice if I'm out sketching. If I could only have one pencil, it would be a woodless graphite. And they stay sharp pretty long too. Okay, because you can get so much differentiation in textures. Okay, so moving on. I'm going to show you the rest of this book before we go. And maybe it's interesting to you. Like I said, this is what I want to do for Inktober if I can. All right, so this was the New Zealand Frost, Lake Wakatipu Glacier Lake in New Zealand. They go all over the world. So this is what you see at the beginning. You see this. Okay, that's all you see on your screen. Not a big screen TV, so I was drawing from a big screen TV. But I'll draw from my laptop if I can find them. So this is what it starts out with, right? So you see this for a couple minutes. All right. Then it kind of zooms out and around. I can't show you exactly the order, but then here's the big glaciers. Here's a lake right there. And trees, then the little birds. There was a little cabin over there. So I'm just sketching whatever is in the frame at the moment. Okay. I think I found at least. Yeah, Kathy Berg told me to go on Google. I was looking on YouTube, but she said Google has them somewhere. So I'll go. You see, the thing is I need more than just one or two. Inktober's 31 days. So this may or may not happen. I don't know. But this is why I pulled this book out, because this is what I'd like to do. But instead of in graphite, I want to do it in pen. Right? Pen and ink. I could do it in thick and thin. I mean, we could do let me go back over to, I could have a ballpoint and a pen. Let's see. Let me get it. So I could start with, just sketching, the mountain might be here or whatever. There might be some trees, whatever. And then I can have a thick, I could get in there with some thicker something, if I have some trees there, and I could, I can do it with a couple different pens, but I would want to do it all with pen and ink rather than pencil. Although that being said, I didn't erase on any of these either. It's no erasing. It's just, and you can see it's starting to really smear. This is from 2009, and I pulled these books out a few times, was it 10, it's going on 10 years ago. The name of the video, oh, wait, please, not been back long, but okay, so yeah, I'll try to find and buy the videos, because I don't mind doing the same videos, but these are back from 2009, so I got to go dig them out. Okay, so then the next one, this one was Venetian canals. So in this video, you were in one of the gondolas. You were sitting in a gondola. The video was taking you in a gondola down the canals of Venice. So while we were going down the canals of Venice, we went under this bridge. We saw this We saw this on one side. I saw these windows, these steeples, these towers. Here's where, like here's the edge of the boat, and we're going down here. And now remember, you're moving. You're moving this whole time. They're not stopping for you. There's the different bridges, the different windows, some ironworks. So all this was, while you're going down, you just got to imagine yourself actually on a trip, and you're seeing all this. So you're sketching while you're doing it. Here's some more from the Venetian, San Marco, Venice. Marco Polo lived on the left bank. See, they would put little notes like that. They put little notes for you. Bye, Sylvia. They put little notes for you, like subtitles, in the corners or whatever. Pigeons sitting on the stucco. They pecked the stucco for the calcium. Here's a bridge reflected in the water. There's 150 canals. Many had this onion-style window. See, I write notes. Here's the different boats that you would see from the front, from the sides, from different angles. There are some, but faithful, the ones I found on YouTube, they're not these. They're not the official. They're like 5 minutes. The ones I found, I'll have to really dig. So we'll see. This was marble. Oh, here comes one of the kitty cats again. Squares of gargoyles in the bridges, coat of arms in the plaster, inside these bridges. See, we're going under them. You have like a second, right? Or maybe a couple minutes. You're going under. Okay, no, can't have the cords. No cords, baby. No cords. They love the cords. I don't know what it is. So we got our cat shadow there now. No cords. No, can't have the lights. No, can't have the lights. This one's Oliver. Okay, you want to lay down here, let everybody see you? Oliver's a little harder to get to lay still. So this is my boy. This is the boy cat. This is the boy cat. He's just a little bigger than his sister that you saw a minute ago. Okay, you can move, but you can't have the cords. Okay, you want the cords. All right, let's get down. All right. They love the cords. Oh, okay, Faithful. Then I'll go try to find those. All right. Then this one was the Japanese garden. So there's a little bridge there, and little people were standing on the bridge. Okay. There's the information. I don't want to try to pronounce it. I know they're sweet as can be, but they want to unplug me. Large boulders. Here's a big pond. Water lilies. See, I've read all these notes. Original garden was created in 1587 and started as a rock formation. And then here's some quick little koi fish, some little fish. So here's the bridge. Here's the pond with the big rocks. And then this is right close up. So if you were looking straight down into the water, this is what you would see. Then you look up a little, look up a little more, look up a little more. Do you see how it works? My cat is a chilling circle. It's like your earbuds. Well, welcome, B. Jean Bowden. Oh, good. Cloud Forest Waterfall. See, I'm going to just have to go dig around. So they seem to be out there, but I just didn't find them. So I'll go dig more. Because this is what I want to do for Inktober. I want to draw these. Okay, so this is more in the Japanese garden. Like there's one of the pagodas. Leaves that look like stars. Some bamboo. There's some great herons. See, they're all moving, though. This is probably one heron moving. So I drew them 3 or 4 times. That's you got to be quick. It's an inspiration of those. Oh, well, thank you, Riri. See, it's like Dee Dee, Riri, right? See, I remembered. This was a wooden walking bridge. So I kind of sketched that out. Some of the irises. This one was the desert arches in Utah. Some of y'all might recognize some of the arches and things that are in Utah. I got a couple pages of these, I think. So it started out again. This was the view you started out with. Sunrise coming out from behind the mountains, right? So you would see this, and then you would see this, and then you would see this or this. See, it kind of zooms. So this right here is that. Okay, this is just close up of this. Okay. Moderator, please tell Dee Dee to check her chat. The series is called, yes, I know it's called Sunrise Earth. I have it written down in 2009. Yeah, I looked on Sunrise Earth on YouTube, and it's not these videos. The ones I found are not the official Sunrise Earth. Or if they are, it's 5 minutes of the 30-minute videos. They're only like 5 minutes. So I'll just have to dig deeper. Yeah. Yeah, Sunrise Earth. That's what they're called. I see you. I see you, B. Jean. I see you. Okay, you said you found them. Okay, I looked. I didn't see Sunrise Earth. Okay. Well, can somebody put a, well, I don't know if you can put a link. Are you on Twitter? Can you message me on Twitter? Yeah, the ones you found are 5 minutes. Yeah, see, I found the 5-minute ones. They're like excerpts. And here's the thing, guys, they may not be available because they sold these. They sold them on video. Like, I don't know if they were on VHS in 2009, but you had to buy them. You could watch them every morning for 30 minutes. But I never have found the full 30, 25, whatever minutes on YouTube. Okay, I see. Guys, I see you saying you found them. I will look again. But if they're 5 minutes, they're not going to work. Oh my gosh. All right, let me keep going. All right, everybody's yelling at me in chat. All right. So anyway, let me just finish showing you these sketches. So like here's a flat rock area, Indian red color with light Payne's gray algae splotches. See, I don't have, okay, what are you into, Cat? Get out of there. Out, out, out. Come on, out, out. Come on, out, out. Oh, okay. This is, let me close my door. Okay. They're getting into too much trouble. Thanks, Jean. Okay, so I would write color notes because I didn't do anything in color. Indian paintbrush, bright orangey red. Let me see. So you can just see I would just write all the notes. Oh my gosh. Okay, so then this one is at the North Pole, Norway, and it was all ice. So it was complete, like all ice on the water. Everything was iced over. So I got my morning sunrise right there over the glaciers. So there's like the sun coming up over which the sun probably didn't go down. It was probably, if it was in summer, then the sun never probably went down, but yeah, sun stays up from April to August. Kind of like when we lived in Alaska in summer and winter, that like in winter, it stayed dark like 22 hours in winter for 3 months. And then summer, it was light for 22 hours in summer for 3 months. And then fall and spring were kind of like normal, like times for the sun. Okay, so then I just drew some little birds here, one little feather. There was a boat right there. It was locked into the ice. I wrote that down. Bye, Sharon. Okay, let's see. I'm out of breath. This was Vancouver Island, Inside Passage, British Columbia. Stevenson Islands, 50 to 60 inches of rainfall a year. Okay. So again, it probably started out like this much right here. And then the sun would come up over the horizon. What's Eileen saying? I'm afraid to ask. Bye, Kenny. Thank you. We're going to leave here shortly. So yeah, here are the seal heads and popping out of the water, different birds and colors. And, again, guys, everything's moving. The birds are not sitting still for you. The seal heads are not just sitting there for you. You have to draw them on the go. They're on the go. All right, the next one. This was Moose in the Morning, Kidney Pond, Baxter State Park, Maine. All right, so I wrote up here on my sunrise, here's the sunrise, orange, yellow, and lavender sky. And then here's the moose with their head. They're in the water. Okay, the moose were swimming. They were swimming by you like this. They're swimming by you. You got to draw them. Draw them quick. There they go. Hurry up. Draw them. Get a sketch. Get a sketch. Up, they're gone. That's how you did. And then here's some more moose head. This one had antlers. Only the bull moose has the antlers. They fall off every winter. It says the natives refer to the clouds and mists as plumes of Pecola. So yeah, again, there's just in the distance there. It's like sketching from not quite a moving train. We're not moving that fast, Shara. We're not moving quite that fast, but yeah. All right, this one was the Yellowstone geysers. And again, there was not a whole lot there wasn't a lot, just a lot of geysers. So I just kind of drew, some of the trees and the swirly smoke. And I've been there to the Yellowstone and seen this. So. Oh, and there was a river right there. There's a river. Okay. Then this one was bison before breakfast in Yellowstone in Wyoming. So again, they can live 20 years. The calves weigh 30 to 70 pounds at birth and can travel within 3 hours of being born. So little notes like that. The adult female can have calves every 2 years. So there's those little bison sketches. It's like herding cats or herding bison. Bison before breakfast. Okay, this one was in Maine, another Great Salt Bay in Maine. And these were geese and swirling around in the water, ducks diving for fish. Here was looking off of a bridge down into the swarm, or the schools of fish were going under the bridge. Like the camera was on the bridge looking down. So this was the view that you have from the camera angle. And guys, this is also great practice. You don't have to do it in a sketchbook because, especially if you're starting out, get a notebook get a 3-ring binder with copy paper. And whenever you're watching TV, sketch, pen, pencil, whatever you like to use, draw while you're watching TV. Even if, usually even if it's some kind of a drama where it's showing the person back and forth, and you can see it'll show that person 100 times during the show. So you can make an oval for their face. And then the next time you see, their hair is doing this, then they might zoom in on their eyes and sketch down one eyeball. What it does is it trains your hand-eye coordination to look, draw, and see. Look, draw, Okay, then tropical palms. This was in Florida. There was a boat, some palms. There was a sunrise coming up over the little hill there. This was page 2 because I started over here, I think. This was at Woodstock, Vermont, and these were all the farm animals. So again, they're moving horses. They're moving. They're not just still pictures. So you have to sketch quickly. Back, front, side, it could just be a little bit of, whatever you could grab before the horse moved on. Here were some cows and some more horses again. There's the one from the back, the nose. See, it just would show different parts. So there's the udders. And whatever you could just sketch, you just grab whatever you can. Okay, this one, there were these people doing Tai Chi on I think it was like a hill. This was a hill overlooking the Golden Gate Bridge. So they were all moving, doing Tai Chi. So I said, well, I'm going to just capture a couple of their movements. I think this was a man and a woman doing it together. And then these were a couple other people doing their own Tai Chi. So I just did some quick sketches of people doing Tai Chi. That was all I grabbed on that one. This was back in Alaska. Is this Alaska? I'm not sure. Maybe I just ran out of room on another page and came over here. This is a great blue heron that has indigo blue back feathers and dark indigo blue underneath. So again, you're drawing as things are moving. Then this one was in Hallow Bay, Alaska. And these were bears waking up from hibernation. So they were laying there, starting to wake up, starting to get up. They're just getting up to move. So again, moving bears. Even though, thanks, Lynn. Yeah, just gesture drawings. They were moving kind of slow. You had a little more time to draw the bears because they weren't up and running. And this one was, this is more Alaska here. This was Cook Inlet. Sun started right here. And then I carried the hill over this way. And then these are the islands. James Cook founded it in 1778. These were islands in the water. Okay. And then here were harbor seals laying around on the rocks. So harbor seals there. I'm not sure. I think that might be it. I think the rest is just sketches and doodles. So yeah, that was Sunrise Earth sketchbook that is inspiring me to go and do Inktober. Do Inktober in the same kind of thing. Marty waking up from hibernation, Jean. Thanks, Lynn. And thanks, everybody, for hanging out. I try to keep it, between 3 and 4 hours. We've been here about 3.5. So I hope y'all had fun doing a little bit of testing with the, oh, wow, that got dark, didn't it? Testing some watercolor brush markers with the Jasmine Beckett. And again, we got a little bit of feathers going on. And then we tested it out in, our other books. It didn't pan out very well. Thanks, Riri. You're welcome. Hey, Terry. Hi, Joanne. I'm sure I missed a lot of you guys. Thanks, everybody. Remember, Janet, unless she comes on early, which if she's here, she could say, or if somebody else could tell me if Janet's going to come on early, or normally she comes on at 1. So Janet Merle, she used to be Monkey Island Madness on Ustream, but she's Janet M. Merle. Janet, is it M. Merle? Janet M.? What's your middle name? Yeah. Or somebody can put the link in for Janet's show if you want. Thanks, Pecola. Yeah, y'all give me a thumbs up and a like and a ring the bell so you get notifications that you can come on early. Okay, yeah, I'm going to go grab something to eat, but, come on early if you want, if everybody wants you to. You're welcome, Miro. Thanks for being here. So yeah, put in your link, Janet, if you want. Yeah, hope y'all have a great rest of your Monday. Jean streams at 4. Hopefully she'll get her new stamps to show and enable at 4. So thanks everybody. All right, y'all have a great afternoon. They arrived. Oh, okay, Jean. Make sure you show. I'll try to be there. I don't know if I can stay for the whole show, but I'll try to be there at 4, and I'll get over to Janice as soon as I eat. All right, guys. Bye bye. Have a great day. Thanks for being here.